Blog Talk Radio.
I've never seen before my eyes this dream. I've never known what makes this child to see. Like tears from a mountain pouring gently to the sea, a curiosity. Will you dare to touch my soul? Is love so frail that we can't hope to be more than we are, more than our hearts can see? And if for any reason on this field of broken dreams we stand to lose it all, then for you, yes, I do it willingly. If this is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain, for lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases her rain. We'll stand here firm, 'cause we are an island protected by love on this field of broken dreams. It's never clear, this path of destiny. That's why we're here, to find our need to be. Elusive as a rainbow, we can try to steal her gold, but she'll give it willingly. Will you dare to ask her though? We'll find a way, we must believe in us. There'll come a day we'll soar, and when it does, the sky will have no boundaries. I will challenge every sea. I will never lose this dream. 'Cause for you, yes, I do it willingly. This is our moment, captured in time, always to sustain. For lost in your eyes I find are the only means to remain. Searching relentlessly, just like a cloud, she chases her rain. We'll stand here firm, 'cause we are an island protected by love on this field of broken dreams. On this field of broken dreams.
Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good whatever it is, wherever you are, because it is right now anyway. Welcome to Legal Name Fraud Radio. Yours truly, me. Tranny thingy, you know? Anyway, let's just start tonight with a very simple truth. When it is enough just to do the right thing, because it is the right thing to do, then it is enough. If it's not enough to do the right thing, what exactly are you looking for? Ponder that for a moment. If you want a world to be right, you best sort your own world out first. That's the only way the world will be right, with you and with all. It's as simple as seeing something that isn't right and standing in defiance of it all. Because that's the whole message behind standing, to lose it all. Many of us have, because it was the right thing to do. It defied all perceived normal logic. It defied everything we deemed as normal. It defied everything this system had implanted as being normal. Because there was just too much evil in this world. There had to be an answer. The answer is simply this: the dividing line between life and death, well, legal name. You can't be alive and dead at the same time. That's an alternating current. 60 cycles. Creates a bit of a hum, doesn't it? For any musicians out there, you know what the 60 cycle hum is in the bar that hasn't got it grounded out properly? Oh, you can EQ most of it out, but it's still there. So when will it be enough just to do the right thing? That's your call. Not mine. I already made mine. So have many others. I posted a link up there regarding the Colburn Bible again. Well worth reading. All the same players seem to show up. Isn't it funny? You know, Eddie Longshanks burning down Glastonbury and what have you. Yeah, a lot of things happened. A lot of things. What was that? 12... That would be the early 1300s, late 1200s, early 1300s. Yeah. So this mess has been going on for a while, and it's been an ongoing mess for a while. The only thing Eddie Longshanks did was take over the role of the false Jews that were in the city of London at the time, kicked them all out, and took on their contracts. That didn't last long. The foolish mortals trying to control through physical means and devious means to control others. Unfortunately, for the mortal type, they only have one lifetime. It's never enough time. It might be fun while you're walking through it, but then that's a march to the grave. That's what that is. We turned around on that one. We decided to change our direction. But when you see the legal name and you, the living, not the body, the legal name and the body are synonymous. They're both dead without you. That's how you're creating an alternating current. It's a divided idea. Dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, deadless, 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 and so on and so on. Yeah, diddless, indeed. Watched Firestarter last night. Hadn't seen that in years. And boy, oh boy, when you got eyes like this now, eh? You see it all. And it's like, wow. It's just a creepy pedophilic reality, this one. Just creepy. Yeah, like in all Disney movies and so many others. Mom was murdered, you know. It's the same allegories playing out. Your creation source was murdered. Not anymore, though. You start seeing wondrous things. Let me pop over to the discussion group. Lots of fun posts there. Yeah. Again, the only mission I have here is to wake people up to the being dead. You know, you got to stop being dead. It's not a good state of being, you know. You won't get much done there. Okay, giddy up, go. Indeed. All right. Great question from Michael in the room. How would one know how or go about getting the mark of the beast removed or deleted? Great question. Simple answer. It's so simple you won't believe me, though. It really is this simple. There's no paperwork required. That's the illusion. This is all about you. So the answer to this question is very simply this. I'll read the question again. How would one know how to or go about getting the mark of the beast removed or deleted? It's this simple. Change your mind. Are you or are you not a dead legal entity? Only yes or no answers. You can't be both. You can't be of two worlds. You cannot serve two masters. You'd be bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball. That's how the alternating current is controlled. Yeah, it's so simple once you have to realize. Heart, mind, body, soul. Yeah, you guys are on track. Yeah, either the eyes or the eyes have it. Nicely done. Yeah, you guys are just sailing along here beautifully. It's just wondrous to watch you fly. That's my favorite thing to watch. Anyway, 30 years of invalid or invalid sentences. Just depends on how you pronounce it. Or in-veil ID. Yeah. No veil ID or veiled ID. Invalid, invalid. Yeah, 30 years. Funny how that shows up. Of invalid sentences. Class action, maybe? Babylon has fallen. Well, we don't do the class action thing because we just take care of class right here, right now. No paperwork required. You see, these demon entities have been controlling a world through physical means. That's all they have. And guess who designed and created and built them for them? We did. They have no imagination. There's, what was it? Really played out well. I think it was in The Color of Magic. The guy that was going up the ranks, murdering all the wizards to get their hats, always killed him before he found out the answer he needed. You see, that's the trick of this, right? The parasite can only feed on your creativity. And to get you to build the things and create through the imagination, the inventions, the toys, and all the rest. That's why there's patents and registers and copyrights and all the rest of it, to control your creation by your own consent, to be a part of it. You know, look at all the wondrous inventions humanity has built for the demons. Things like hydrogen bombs, cruise missiles, super battleships, aircraft carriers, aircraft, ships, guns, bullets, artillery, guillotines, Algerian hooks. Oh, yeah. Samurai swords. All with one intent. No, they talk about war being the mother of invention. Yeah. Okay. Kind of backwards, don't you think? Yeah, 30 years. 30 years. Check this out. 30 years of invalid sentences, class action maybe. Babylon has fallen. We'll just leave it at Babylon has fallen. Tasmanian magistrates. Here's the Tasmanian devil just got castrated. Tasmanian magistrates not correctly sworn in. Well, I'm going to tell you why. This is the anagogic special effects from the things we discuss here. Just to show you how I see confirmations. They show up everywhere. This is just another one. Because we were talking about law students having to commit fraud, the original sin, all the way up to going to law school until they get a bar card. So they're already with dirty hands to get the bar card. So you don't get clean hands at that point. It's just the illusion of it. So it works something like this. This is going through law school using a legal name. That's dirty hands fraud. To get a fully full-E in-veil ID bar card. Right? It's gained through dirty hands. Therefore, it remains with dirty hands. bar or otherwise. You see, these idiots, they put the whores before the carat T, the carat, the true gold, 24 karat, pure gold. The 2-4 mirror, 2 mirrors, 4 reflections, the duality and the 4 faces of man. Karati, karati, karati. Funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah, kiroti, which is the life through spirit breath of truth. Quartz, for short. That's the heart, quarti, quartz, quarti, the heart and truth. So my path is really easy to follow. It's mind-numbingly easy to follow. So this oath that they have sworn is based on the original sin. And this is its unveiling. We talked about this the other night. The tsunami flows. It's a very simple thing to see. If one gets a bar card using dirty hands, the card is still dirty anyway because the original sin is still intact, with the illusion of one layer removed. No, we'll peel that fucker off. We're going to do a little barn storming here. Barren. Yeah, the icy, barren wasteland. I was once asked in, the whole class was asked, it was English, this is back in Ireland, and our teacher at the time, quite a pompous fellow. Anyway, good English teacher though, had asked us to describe above the Arctic Circle. Just wanted to get a feel for what was in the class. You know, people come up and says, cold, yeah, white, snowy. It came to me and for me, well, I'd lived here before anyway, so for me it was simply an icy, barren wasteland. And he paused for a second on that, looked at me. Yeah. So it's painting the picture. These are the early inklings of songwriting and stuff. These are the things that I was finding within myself. How neat is that? That pretty much describes it. And it painted a larger picture than simply being cold or white or snowy or freezing or whatever. It's an icy, barren wasteland, which it is, for the most part. Yeah, this tsunami is flowing, kids. It requires an imagination of one owned and ruled by you, not by another. And if you think you are a legal name in any way, shape, or form, any title, anything of this reality, then you are divided and conquered. Sun Tzu. You should read it. It's a fascinating read. The Art of War. You see, while these demons have been running around, building all sorts, getting you to build all sorts of weapons, guns, and bullets, and create wars against each other. I just changed the world with a thought. I didn't even have to raise a finger. All I had to do was change my mind and decide to do the right thing because it was the right thing to do, regardless of cost or consequence illusions in this physical reality. It's a pretty simple thing, quite challenging. It's not for the faint of heart. And by the way, funny enough, I found in my very limited resources of what I have left, I found the album cover for The Nature of the Game cassette. I have one of them here. Yeah, it's quite something to look at it. It's a perspective of a chessboard going to infinity, with a pawn in the foreground, black and white. It's all done in black and white. Athenry is in red. Nature of the Game is in red. And it's a chessboard like it has been ripped out of the ground. And in pieces all around it is a broken king, shattered. And the pawn standing alone. So I thought that was rather interesting. Yeah. Funny that things show up when you speak of them. Didn't even know I had that. So there you go. Okay, where are we going from here? I haven't even had a chance to look at the article itself. I'm sure it's anecdotally delicious. Okay, so I will go ape on this. Fair enough. I am. It's beautiful the way you have this. There's so many different variations in I am, I won, ME1, friend. You know, it's just it's really cool. All right, so let's have a look. Let's do this in real time. Real time now hunting. Let's see how I hunt. This is how I hunt all day. Tasmanian magistrates not sworn in correctly for 30 years. Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. By the way, that nullifies every case, by the way. Anything that these magistrates have done in the last 30 years is null and void. Yeah, we take out entire countries, people. This is what we do. The state government has revealed Tasmanian magistrates have not been sworn in correctly for 30 years. Neither has any other magistrate on this planet, by the way. Gets bigger, doesn't it? Magistrates, coroners. Oh, look, coroners, crowners. Coronation, coroner, Coronation Street. Oh, yeah. The magistrates, coroners, and justices of the peace are currently required under an 1869 Act to take the judicial oath in the presence of the governor or a representative prior to undertaking their duties. Just a layer. Attorney General Vanessa Goodwin, said the requirement was outdated and it was recently established that it had not been followed for the past 3 decades. The government will introduce an amendment in Parliament to allow the oath to be taken before a magistrate. Oh, they get to swear in front of each other. Yeah, talk about circling your wagons. Ms. Goodwin said, any decisions or actions taken by magistrates or justices before the error was realized remain valid. Veiled. Veil ID. No, they don't. A swearing-in was held yesterday to ensure existing magistrates, coroners, and active bench judges were correctly sworn in the meantime. You see, this is another act of them changing the rules to suit themselves. But, sorry guys, too late. No, we take this down from the bottom up and the top down. Sorry, just scrolling down. Yeah, there's so many clues. Summoning the dead, and Oh, that's what I wanted to do as well. Get to the board here. Man as well put up a post today. I had to reboot the computer. I only got into the first couple of minutes of it, not even into the situation as well. So what I will do here, let's just do this. Got that. I'll just download it and then upload it into the board and just play it on the show and go from there. Again, we just fly by the seat of our pants here. There's no real rhyme or reason to what I do, just to maintain. Oh, sorry, just checking the Skype here. I always trepidatious about checking Skype because it likes to, just like now, not respond as soon as I touch the Skype here. Yeah, so I'm not even sure if I'm on the air right now.
Walking in on
like that. Yeah, like I said, every time I go check the Skype, it does its own thing. Let me see. Let me go to desktop. So I just got that file, so I want to see if it's there to be uploaded. No, it's not. Oh, that's why. Gotta change it first. All right, we'll cancel that. I'll get that uploaded in a sec. Just going to do it right now. Convert. Desktop. Yeah, first real feather brush with the Crown's Goonies. Nice. Convert. Okay, so once I get that converted, I'll get it uploaded. And we'll play it. I haven't heard it. Well, not all of it yet, anyway. Yeah, interesting views. Another thing too. Getting Igor's emails again. Igor, man, you don't need to spend 10 and a half minutes to show a less than a second clip. Really, man, it's just so hard to get through that stuff. So just putting that out there, stop. Just get to the point. You don't need all the political overviews and condemnations and all the rest of it. I get it. We take care of all that shit here, okay? In a less than literal way, far more than literal, Yeah, so who can you trust? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Nice one. Don't be an idol. Leaves you an idol. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, the IDL, Lucifer consciousness. Idol. Id-L-E. Yeah. Dancing, Luca. We lost you last night. So, yeah, as soon as you start going fractal on all of these words, individual words, you're going to find more and more and more and more layers. And you're going to see very quickly that they're all telling you the same thing. Who do you serve? Lucifer or the heart? That's it. Who do you serve? You can't serve two masters. There was, what was it? Yeah, there was something came up about that judge blowing the lid off the great fraud. This is a quote pulled out from the other night from No Name Fraud. The legal name fraud exposes everything in the phonics, everything in reality, everything. It's a lie completely. All right, it exposes everything. It is the 0 point in the Luciferian construct, getting you to be something outside of you instead of you yourself. That's it. That's all it was, and that's all it took to get you to think you were something else. It's that whole luring kids with candy. I had to laugh. The scene with there's Drew Barrymore in Firestarter and Martin Sheen, not sure who the other fella is, trying to wax eloquence with this child, bringing dolls and toys because they want her to show them her magic tricks, right? To which she refused, and it ended up being George C. Scott playing the grandpa pedophile murderer to come in and deceive her, pretending to be a janitor, just an ordinary person like little Charlene. Yeah, we'll char that lean, no problem. Yeah, it's quite something. But apparently the judge, Anna, talks a lot about the name fraud. Well, it's getting through. Guys, this is getting through. This consciousness that we have, and it's ours now. The idea is out there that humanity is being raped and pillaged, duped and murdered, dragged into murderous war after murderous war through one construct. You don't have countries without names. Look at your atlas. It's not yours. It's the Crown's atlas, but you know what I'm saying. Go and look at an atlas and you'll see that for yourself. If you don't have names and titles and marks and all the rest of it on a map, you don't have division. I mean, if you want to really see how dumb this mapping thing is, Have a look at Europe or the Middle East over the last 1,000 years. And you'll see the borders morphing in and out of each other, names changing. It's irrelevant. The construct didn't change. A rose by any other name, still a rose. I don't care if you call the Ottoman Empire Turkey or not. Okay? It's still what it is. It's an illusion, created division to get one country to fight another country through a label, through a title, a flag, a standard, if you will. And that is all held in place by the one idea of naming things to separate them from each other, instead of just letting things be as they are, without definition. Creation defines things just fine. Have you noticed? It doesn't matter if it's a maple or an oak tree, does it? It's wood, isn't it? Yeah, slightly different wood. But all in all, it's just, they're all trees of the one thing. I mean, if you had to list out every tree ever found and, marked down for its genus and its species and everything else, when referring simply to the trees, you'd have a very long day of it, wouldn't you? So I just stick to the simple, general terms, Rocks, trees, water. I just described Earth. Rocks, trees, water. Look at all the different variations of those three things. Icy barren wastelands, typhoons, hurricanes, tsunamis, oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, streams. They all have names too, right? It's all water to me, though. Yeah, the reality of rocks, trees, and water. Of course, we'll throw the fire in there too, right? The between worlds, the elemental. Right? I mean, we can talk about air. Well, call it gases, call it whatever you want. Some crazy shit here. Yeah, they got to label everything. This was a funny one. Thanks, Chris. Anal egg hunt, April 12th, 10 a.m. Free family event. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was Jan put up a picture of the genetic entity ogre. Well, it's the Spanish version. Jorge, likes to roll around the hay. Jorge. You might know him better as Frankie. Frankenstein's monster, the Pope Francis. Yeah, that would be it. Where was it? Yeah, showing a picture of Pope having a good old laugh. And, yeah, we'll see who laughs here. The legal name is the mark of the beast, and you think it's you. Yeah, well, hey, Google legal name fraud. That'll sort you out. That's exactly what the Luciferian construct is doing right now for anyone that's still trapped in the legal name matrix. You might want to... I posted a link for the Colburn Bible. You might want to have a listen to that. It'll put a few pieces together for you. Yeah. Yeah, creepy-looking fellow, that Eddie Longshanks, isn't he? Yeah, the Prima Nocte guy. For those that aren't really sure on who Eddie Longshanks is, Edward Longshanks. King Edward. There's King Edward's crown again. You might know of him better through the Braveheart movie. William Wallace and Eddie Longshanks. Yeah. So there you have the Will I Am of the Way of El Ace, William Wallace. Again, it's just contrivances to keep people fighting. I'm so sick of this. I really am. All you have to do is look around the planet, but this is changing. It's changing very quickly. I love the link there. Wild. Professor says DNA of ape woman was not human. Yeah, found it looks like an old painting or an old photograph of some kind anyway. And to see the offspring that came from this female. It's actually it looks like a photograph, family photograph. You know how they did the old, in the 1800s, the silver plate photographs. Oh yeah, the DNA is breaking down hardcore. Yeah, I like that. The major phi lament. Yeah, phi faux fum, phi l lament. You know, lamentations. Yeah, major filament eruption, CME, canyon of fire. Yeah, you can see the rip right across. It's apparently, according to their miscalculations, well, based on the math they're given, 700,000 kilometers across, this one rip. Yeah, we're ripping the knickers off Lou here. The fault's light. So let me just see where we're at with this download thing. Yep, we got her now, so let me get over to Blog Talk. We'll play that and get the mics open early tonight because, yeah, it is what it is. That's kind of where I'm at. I'd rather be chit-chatting with you guys. Open, and I'll just put man as well there. Man as well encounter. Close encounters of the turd kind, yeah. All right, so get that uploaded. As soon as it's ready, I'll toss it on and we'll have a listen. And for those that want to call in, it's 347-637-3265. 347-637-3265 to call in. And BTR listener tonight is 022-022. Once you're on the board, all you have to do is hit 1 on the dial pad, let me know you want in here, and we'll get the mics open and see what kind of day you have had and what you're seeing changing. Again, you got to see the magic for yourself, and you're not going to experience the magic until you start having the experience itself. And that's choosing to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, regardless of, well, should I? Or yeah, you should. Yeah, you should. If it's the right thing to do, yeah, you should. You must. There's not a choice in it. There really isn't a choice in this. There's the illusion of one, the illusion of putting off the project for one more day, even though it is overdue. It's just not something I would suggest, recommend, or think is a good idea. Not right now, anyway. I was listening to a couple of Bible munchers last night talking about Nibiru and Revelation 12, and to hear the literal interpretations. The one guy kept calling the other guy brother so-and-so, and it's like, buddy, because you could feel the other guy getting creeped out with it. The guy saying brother so-and-so wasn't picking up on that, but I was. It's like, how about you just lose the brother thing, you know? Just talk to the guy. Brother in the light of brother and sister, you know, born-again Christian, brother so-and-so. Quite silly, actually. All right, 100% uploaded. Let's see. Okay, let's see if it's processing. Yeah, it's processing right now, so that usually takes a couple of minutes, and we'll get that played. But, yeah, I just went over to the garbage can to see what was there. Yeah, it's all the same stuff. This shit's coming down. Yeah, it's interesting to watch this, you know, sector by sector collapsing in on itself. You know, if it's not the financial sector, it's the political and all the. That's all I want. I look at this for, to see what is collapsing on itself. A deal is being made, and a global financial collapse is coming. All the century, yeah. China, in their bid to take over the world currency, seems to have failed. It's all coming down. They're going to walk in circles, these guys. Yeah, former presidents warn about the invisible government running the U.S. Yeah. Well, we've located that. It's not what they think it is. Yeah, 4 billionaires are extremely worried. Well, yeah, it's your money's worthless without the soul backing it. That's exactly what you're doing when you step out of the legal name. You're taking the backing of your soul energy out of the system. That's a debt that can't be paid. Each one of you that do this, oh boy, this planet drops real quick. Their veils fall very quickly, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, former Talmud student exposes Talmudic evil. Excuse me. Well, here's the irony of the Talmud, the Trail of Mud book. For anyone that's ever looked through it, they're not very loving towards Gentiles. You know, as a matter of fact, they look for every reason in the world to kill a Gentile. And isn't it funny that they're the Gentiles? That's a book of what should be done to them. That's what they're saying. And they transfer this bullshit over through the legal name, the contract, that makes you the Gentile and not the true you, the you tree, the Jew tree, the je, I duality, the IW. Right? You see, when you take the W out and you put the O in there, what do you have? IO. There it is again. 10, X, life itself. The Jew literally translates into 10. One in creation. Phonics reveals all this. It's just a matter of flipping a couple of things out to see it. Phonics, in its simplest definition, is simply sound out the spell as you know it, and then respell out all the sounds contained within it by changing the sounds of a letter. If an A can sound like an E, can sound like an I, can sound like an O, can sound like a U, can sound like a Y in any other word, which it does, you can flip those in there. You see, you're the master of the sound, where they have been the master of the spell. So this is where you become the master of both sound and spell. Creation is sound. So unt. So one truth, sound. So, as into needle pulling thread. One in French. S-O sounds like so, S-E-W. Yes? And S-O-W, which can also be sow. Like sow, T-H. So I just went through the IDOS. That would be the IDOS, Saudi. Sound, so, S-E-W, U-N. There's the U and the upside down U, so it's the N-U, N-U, U-N, U-N. There's a big fractal in there. I'm not going to get into it, but when you see this, when you put an N and a U on top of each other, one on the other, you have an O and a 1 attached to it. The O-I-I-O. And D, of course, taking the pledge out, putting the truth back in, the D becomes the T. D is a soft T. Sound them both out and you'll see where your tongue is on the upper palate. The only difference between a D and a T is the amount of pressure you put into it. T is truth. So we have sound becomes sound. Break it into 3 separate. Every letter has got its own concept, and they all fall into the same thing. You see the fractal unfold when you see everything is. I can't even describe this. Anyway, so unti, which means to sew, stitch, one truth or one lie. Uppercase T is tet, lowercase t is the cross, the crux of the matter. I was scrolling through Stellarium last night through all the constellations and where they are, and to get another overview of the visuals. Yeah, it's played out perfectly in the heavens. And guess what it is? Legal name fraud. Knowing thyself. All right, you've got a hand up. Let's get show on the road here. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds when I looked up. You can call in 347-637-3265, and let's see where we can go from here. Mic's open, and let's dance. Where do you want to go? You guys see the sound thing becoming sound? Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, friggin' awesome.
Oh, that's excellent. I thought I'd take the courage and get the balls and ring you guys up. I'm Manus Well. I'm the guy who just had that very strange experience you're uploading. So
it's already here. It just finished. You want me to play it and then we can have a little chat about it? Okay.
That'd be great.
Good to have you. It's not so hard, is it? Really?
It's pretty. Nah.
No, it's not that bad, you know. It's fine. All right, here we go. Yeah, see, I told you. Get the courage up to call here. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Anyway, here we go. Here's your encounter, and then we'll have a little chit chat on the other side. So here we go.
Hello, everyone. It's me again, writing. Oh. Should I say speaking, and I have an experience I wish to share. It just happened tonight, and a few hours ago actually, yeah, and basically in a nutshell, riding around a motorcycle naked, no VINs, no nothing, just, you know, as free as you can get, right? So as I'm riding along, this highway patrol car, you know, is by my side, and I'm thinking, oh great, you know, fuck. So I think to myself, okay, and I just kept asking, please, God, Creator, make this demon go away. I kept saying it, and he followed me for about a couple of minutes, and he pulled me over, put his, you know, lights on and all that shit, right? And, you know, pulls me up, you know, says it's unregistered and all this, and then I just went into it. I'm not the legal name. Any use of legal name is fraud. It's owned by the Crown copyright. Now, bear in mind, I've never talked to a cop like this ever before, so I was very nervous. But I stood my ground. Now, on the back of my motorcycle, there's a sign that said losethename.com, all use of legal name is fraud. Well, eventually, I had 6 cops around me, around something like that. There was at least 2 or 3 cars, and let me tell you, it was not a nice experience, at least from my perspective. You know, they kept wanting me to be a legal name, asking me where I'm living, and you know, I kept pointing to my heart. I live in my heart. I live in my heart. I live in my heart. All use of legal name is fraud. And I tried to be as friendly as possible. You know, they kept saying, well, these are the laws and all this shit. And I kept sticking to my guns. So eventually, they took the prints of me, you know. They were going to take me to the station, but instead one of them had their little machines, you know. Demons have their machines, and I put my fingers down, you know, I wasn't going to argue with them, you know, and they took the print and it matched, you know, the legal fictions prints, which when I was doing security work many moons ago, they make you take it. This was before any of this awakening stuff. And anyway, so they gave a court order for the fiction to go in like 2 months' time, in which I ripped up and threw away. There was quite a few of the police laughed at me, you know, we were very rude and belligerent. However, there was one young man, and I did look him in the eye, and I told him about this, you know, it's all fraud. And he really resonated with it. It was scary, to be honest. they ended up stealing my bike. So no loss there. It served its purpose. I'm sure I did quite a few things wrong in it. One of it was they wanted to take me a picture with that cop that I was, but that's another story. But I'm going to call in and talk about this on Kate's show. Never called in before. I've been very shy, so I don't think if there's any time as ever, it's now. I'm just feeling, I've gone through a whole bunch of emotions, from fear to sadness to just fucking crying like a girl. I've been terrified of all these fears and things are coming up, and I'd like to discuss it on the show, so we can help others too. I hope you enjoyed listening to this, and I hope it assisted you in some way. You'll be hearing more from me. Ciao, ciao.
Just like that. Good job. Yeah, look at you show off. You look how many of the demons you dragged in, you dangerous bitch. Yeah, as soon as people start just looking at it going, if anyone gets another feather brush, next time you get 3 or 4 and just look at them and go, this is all you're bringing here? Come on, I'm more dangerous than that. Start fucking with these guys. Really, have fun with this, guys. You stand in this truth. And yeah, that photograph thing they wanted to get? Yeah, you don't dance with these demons. No. It's like listening through that, and I'm looking at all the good cop, bad cop angles they're coming in with, and again, having experienced this quite a few times, different levels of it. Yeah, they're out for one thing and one thing only. That's what the demon does. Yeah. It threatens. It's just nasty. And you see, there you go. There's your one seed planted, the young fella.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's right. I really saw it in his eyes. I looked in his eyes, and there was this, I don't know, there was a glow to him. The rest were demons, like there was a couple of highway ones. They were just the nastiest fuckers you could ever imagine. And there was this kid, he was like a baby. He had baby face and everything. And I looked at him, and I said this to him, and I said, what are you working for these guys for? You're going around, aiding and abetting others into committing fraud. And he just kind of had a sort of a reflective moment within himself, and I felt his energy. Now, the thing with the photograph, unfortunately, I wasn't in my center, and I fucking just kind of took the photo. I don't know why, and that's where I kind of went wrong in it.
All right, it's all good. It's all good. That's why I brought it up. We'll sort that out, right?
Yeah.
That's just another attempt at trying to steal an identity from you, and it's all bullshit. What they did was they captured their own demon selves in it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You didn't make a mistake. It's all good.
Okay, I'm glad to. I was really glad to just come to the show and speak about this. I've spoken with a few people on the discussion group, and a friend of mine, and I've just been working through the layers of fear that has come up. There's been like it brought up all these fears that I wasn't consciously aware of, and I felt like when I've been doing this for a few months. It's taken me quite nearly a year of baby stepping to get on the point where I remember that point in my life where I went, you know what, fuck this, and I just said, you know what, fuck it, and I just went on my bike, and I just started making myself do it. I go, what is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? I don't want to be just the idea of being subservient to this demon called fear, which runs this whole show. And I just wanted to put myself in that position, and I did tonight. I've always had those little scripts come up from time to time. A few of those cops reacted so interestingly. One was a woman. She couldn't look at me. The young man was taken away. The other two, there was about 3 or 4. Two of the highway patrol guys laughed. The other walking penis, which he was the one who pulled me over, he was the one who kept trying asking me questions. They gave me a breathalyzer test, and I just said, fuck it, I'll just go along with it. Just try and sort of go with some flow here with them, but at the same time try to Trojan horse them at the same time on a very weird level. But the whole thing kind of felt blurry. It felt surreal. I didn't even care about them taking my bike. I mean, Sarah, man, easy come, easy go, and we're fucking, in the end, we don't take any of this shit with us. And I just sort of took that mentality with me. But I just remembered standing there on the road in the dark with rain coming down on me, and I was thinking, just breathe, you can do this. And there was this battle going on within me, fear and this demon, and it was just this. It left me just I've been up since that event. Like I haven't slept a wink of night, just been processing this whole experience, and I just would
you'll find it a lot easier. Go get some sleep, because all that stuff sorts itself out on the other side. Again, end of the cycle. What these Goonies will do is they'll try all manner of things to see if they can control you. The simple answer to any of these questions, breathalyzer, photograph, and everything else, no thanks, I'm good. I don't play with demons. And yeah, it is a very surreal thing. That's why they bring as many around as they do in an attempt to overwhelm you and create the fog of war. Disorient you, the whole fear thing, and me, I'm for them, I'm a walking fucking terror. And that's what you got to be. You got to be their terror, and I am. Truth is their terror, and I know others that are in that same walk. Yeah, they will not come near you when you are that walking truth terror of unrelenting. No, I don't dance for demons at all. No strings here, and you can't try to attach any. So I would, get some sleep. You're going to see so much more when you wake up. These ideas and these things will coalesce, and we've all had these experiences, quite profound, to a greater or lesser degree. It's irrelevant. Everyone has their own experience, and that does not make more of or less than, doesn't make light of any experience. I don't care if you're interfacing with one cop or, from my own personal experience, 15 or more. It doesn't, it doesn't matter. It's the, well, they had to bring 6 or more around you. That should give you an indication of where you're at. That's a powerhouse. Okay? The more flies you can attract to the honey, the more you can stamp down. And here's the neat thing. Your business card has went in where others are going to see it. You might call it a motorbike. Right? It's got a few markings on it that are going to be noticed by people. Yes, that's seed planting 101. Let creation take this through and watch what happens, but definitely get yourself some sleep, and well done. I mean, at the end of it all, I like ripping up the contract in front of them. That's fun. Yeah, here's what I think. Personally, I would have probably wiped my ass with it first and then ripped it up, but that's just drama for me, right? Just for fun. But I know these goons. They I remember the night they kidnapped me. What time was on the February 11th thing? They tried to shove a piece of paper in a bag, and I dumped the bag out. Didn't even touch it. It was on the floor, and put my stuff back in the bag. And there's 4 or 5 of them gathered around the, this little holding cell thing. Processing room is what they call it. There's 2 of them, and they got like a stainless steel bar, like a table, and a little bench. Just think about like maybe an 8x8 room or smaller, and there they are standing at the doorway, and they're all gathered around like a bunch of fucking chunks, right? And then of course, as soon as I did that, put my stuff in the bag, there they are trying to get in the way of the door. As soon as I started walking, they parted.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful stuff. It's the lead dog in that one that night. Oh yeah, I already nailed the contract shut on that one. Well, hey, you did say you'd take me anywhere I wanted to go. So that's a debt that hasn't been fulfilled. That's one that
that Goonie will take to hell with him. You know, time jumper and all. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun. But well done. You know, well done.
Thank you. It was
what a rush, eh?
Yeah, it's a fucking rush. It's a fucking weird, very, very strange experience to have, and I've been having all kind of like little minor feather brush tests along the way. Like,
have you ever been on a roller coaster?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's bring this one to the roller coaster because you're a prime example of it. All right, a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever rode the same roller coaster more than once?
Oh, I don't think I have, actually.
Okay. Well, just imagine that you're on a roller coaster. Think of the scariest one you've ever been on.
Okay.
None of them are scary to me. They're a riot for me. I love them. Higher the better. Remember that moment when you got to the top and it's like, oh, here we go. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And then the rush you get when you go down that first ramp, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the biggest feather brush. Okay,
right.
Not be a small one or a little one, it doesn't matter. But here's the neat part about riding that same roller coaster. When you go down that initial rush hill a second time, it doesn't have the same effect. As a matter of fact, it can have more of an effect because you know what's coming and you build all sorts of trepidations into it. But by the time you get to the third one, fourth one, fifth one, I remember riding the Great Canadian Mine Buster at Canada's Wonderland probably a dozen times in a row. And by the last time I was going around on this roller coaster, it was like going for a country drive. And that's exactly what you're doing here is you're experiencing those first rushes. And the second rush, I see this one that you went through as your second one. Like the second time down the roller coaster. You've had other brushes before, right?
Like nothing to this extent, but yeah.
Minor brushes. So those are like the click, click, click going up the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you've experienced your second time down the roller coaster. Let's imagine a third time down the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because guess what you have? You have what's called experience of the ride.
Yeah.
You know where that first turn is coming. You know where the loop-to-loop is now. So this is why when you get a bit of sleep, your roller coaster sorts itself out.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll. Yeah. Mm.
Brilliantly rode, though. I will tell you that. It's unfortunate there's no video of it. I would like to have seen it, but you painted the picture clean enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I wish I could have recorded it. I tried giving him a Babylon Has Fallen. One of the highway patrol guys goes, no, I don't fucking want it. They're really nasty, those ones. And I forgot to mention right at the end that very same walking penis highway patrolman. As he was leaving, he pointed to his little badge on his shirt and he goes, "That's my name. That's my name." I go, "Yeah, that's your fucking name, man. You dead fucking thing, you." And then he walked off.
Yeah, he's proud of his demonology, isn't he?
Man, you can really see the demons in these ones. It's very. I've noticed a couple of things with police, with these law enforcement, quote, and I use that term loosely. And I've noticed this in my experiences, and I wish to share some of these things with you. And one is, there's two kinds of reactions I've noticed. They either cannot look, or they can't look at you. They have this fear reaction. And then there's the other one, which is complete, like a robotic automation. It's just like some robot, and there's no heart space in them. There's no like compassion, Like that young man that I spoke with, there was some heart in him, but the other one on the other side was just a complete.
I guess I'm gonna take my car kind of drunk. I guess I'm gonna drive my car kind of drunk, but I'm gonna be back.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I had a mic open, so that's all good.
Yeah, the joys of radio.
You got it. Now, let's go back to your having a heart. Yeah. One of the things you're going to see very quickly, if you haven't seen the movie They Live.
Oh, I've seen that.
Okay. Now, see, what you experienced was that. So you saw the true human and the alien, if you will.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? Now, that parasite, that alien parasite, has no spark of life. Has a physical heart, but it doesn't have life in it. That life that's in it is getting fed from you and all the other sparks. That's why we're so dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are the fire starters.
Oh, yes, we are indeedy. We leave fucking sparks everywhere.
Oh yeah.
They were checking out that a lot of them. I actually remember now. Some of the pieces are coming back to me. Some of them were going on their cell phones, and they were looking up losethename.com. They were taking pictures of the back of the bike. It was just this two-wheeled business card that they now have. It's like just ticking time bomb now. That's just sitting in their little system, and
I'm just watching the dominoes go out from there, and it's just.
I know.
Fucking, you messed it. Whereabouts are you? What jurisdictional city area are you near?
I'm living in the jurisdiction of Sydney, Australia. So
Talk about your Sydney Opera.
Yeah, damn straight, you know. I mean, that's why they filmed the film The Matrix here. I mean, they're telling you right there, hello, you know, it's right here.
You had me at Finding Nemo. Sorry.
Did you? There you go. The fish. I'm not stopping a Piscean fish head, as you always say.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Kate, I've been really listening to your show for so long, and you know, I've been like really putting it off, like not because I didn't want to, like, it's just. Then this lately I've been making videos and things, and I go, fuck man, just get over yourself and just fucking get out there and just talk and just this test of the cops today was one big geez, fucking hell. I mean, that cop's probably going to get up tomorrow and go, fuck this job, I quit. I'm going to toke up and quit. Just I've got to reprioritize my life. And it was funny. Couple of days ago.
Manus, I just got to jump in here. I got to let you know. Let you know.
Okay.
The swath of destruction you have wrought upon the Sydney police force is immeasurable.
Yeah.
Talk about a bicycle, motorized even, modus operandi of the truth in the aura of you. Yeah, motorized bicycle, motorbike. Oh yeah. Sorry, just got a visual of Mad Max there going through the place. Every one of those individuals is a domino that has. Yeah, this is why get some sleep, man. You're gonna love it when you wake up. It's a whole new world because everything. You see, while you're awake, your reality consciousness doesn't have time to adjust the new reality for you.
Yeah.
Right? Because every time you wake up, it's a brand new now. Right? Stop, start, alpha, omega, sleep, awake. That's the alpha, omega here. And go through your full cycle. And just... You've left me breathless. As soon as you said Sydney, I went, oh, yeah, okay. D. Washimoto's going to have fun with that one. Half a dozen cops, let's say half of them had heart. And, of course, they took the kid with the heart away because... all that was doing for you was empowering you, and they want to get that away from you. So you know who the they live are there, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know who the Rowdy Roddy Piper move is, right?
Yeah.
Because you're walking around with your anti-goggles now because see what you're looking for, what we're all looking for now is the spark of life in the eyes. That's the face. Face, heart of creation. And the heart within shows on the heart without. The face is the heart without. The heart is the heart spark within. And you will always see it in their eyes. You will always see it in their... those with spark radiate. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they shine. So the last thing that the demon wants is to have another shiny one anywhere near you, because all you're doing is empowering each other.
Yeah.
That's why they pulled him away. And if there was anyone else there that you saw that might have had a heart spark, typically they'll move them out of the area too.
Yeah, that's right. That demon really wanted to sort of You know, I looked in all their eyes. I did not avoid, I did my best to make eye contact with them. But that young man, I don't know, for some reason he's still there. And there's just this thing about him, and I don't know what it was, but I can't actuate it in words. It's just this. As soon as I saw him on the scene, I go, there's something about this guy. And even one of the cops said, I kept saying these things to him. You've got kind eyes, and I kept saying this. What are you doing? And the big head honcho, big cock said to me, well, why don't you just kiss him, and just being a smart ass to me. And it was just amazing how belligerent they were. They were just like a pack of school bullies, It was like playground. It was surreal, frightening, scary. It was like a movie all playing up at once. It was just, I need to get some fucking sleep, man.
Just to let you know, the Mayan day is 8, justice and wisdom. Yeah, harmony and balance are the intent of 8. 8, carefully weigh all evidence to reach a balance of justice. Remember, this is all about you guys, right? Go through all of the Mayan things and see what you need to sort out within yourself. This is your path. It's laid out in great detail in the Mayans. 8. So here, answer your question within yourself when I read this, as I have answered it within myself. Have I fulfilled this? So have you fulfilled this? The harmony and balance are the intent of 8. 8, carefully weigh all evidence to reach a balance of justice. 8 is the power of organization demonstrated in the statement, as above, so below. From simplicity to infinity, the energy of 8 organizes all levels of creation. Some 8s are neat freaks. Yeah. How about wisdom? Let's see if you got the wisdom covered, guys. It's a good day to sit on a rock. That's what it says here. Yeah, sit on the rock of truth. Wisdom. That's the wise book. Wise dome, wise doom, wise tomb. Spend a few days in the tomb. You'll figure it out. The old ones. Wisdom of the ancients. Wisdom persons are aligned with the ancient memories that wait in the stone of temples and sacred sites all over the world. Those are the clues, right? Wisdom people grow luck like a crop using a balance of prudence and tenacity. Imagine that. The tremendous inner strength of this sign enables silent introspection to discover areas of oneself that contain wisdom, more valuable than any trove of archaeological treasure. Oh, yeah. This is the real gold. Wisdom persons are valiant defenders of family and community. They may become hardened to life and sentiment turn cold. You got to get there to find the balance of the neutral in the middle. You get to soften your own heart, but you have to harden your heart to the evil, right? That's the soft mother, hard mother. The samurai sword with the soft mother inside, the hard mother outside. Okay, that's what that is. So don't be worried about becoming hardened. That's the outer. That's the blade you sharpen. Keep the soft inner that keeps you flexible, right? That's why a samurai sword doesn't break. In these cases, they need much forgiveness for their uncaring errors. Well, that's that you take care of that within yourself. You go from the wooden boy to the wood boy, right? Would not, right? Wooden, wood. Periodically connecting with nature and or visualizing sacred sites will bring great stability to wisdom persons. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that we look at. Everything you see in the physical reality is the archaeological site to look at. Everything is as above, so below. See the mirror of it. If it is up in the physical, it is down in the spiritual. If it is hot in the physical, it is cold in the spiritual. Right, so get these into balance. Remember, baby bear? The chair was just right, the porridge was just right, and the bed was just right. So you got to get between mom and dad there, where it's too soft and too hard. Right? Papa's bed was too hard, too much carbon in your steel, and mother was too soft, not enough carbon in her steel. So when you bring the not enough carbon and too much carbon into balance, you have baby in the middle, just right. So that's where you balance out your samurai sword of truth, the Vorpal, the Alice in Wonderland sword, Arthur's sword, Excalibur. All of these are representations of you are the literal sword, right? The pen the mind is mightier than the sword, but the mind is the heart. Don't let anyone mine that ore. That's your paddle to get out of the way. Yeah, so you're doing great. You're gonna have a great time when you get some sleep.
Yeah, I will. I'm so glad you mentioned all the eights, the stuff about the eight and all that, because the last couple of weeks I've been doing these ceremonies where I've been walking around figure eights in my yard around the fire for hours till sunset, and I was just doing it and throwing things in the fire and throwing all this fear and all this. It was like kind of like a preparation for this event, you know. And you saying that kind of confirmed that for me, you know.
Well, that's the thing. You're going to get your feather brush when you're ready for it, and not before it. So the only thing I will tell anyone is to be in presence of mind, calm. When the fear kicks in, and it will, don't be afraid of it. That's your checkpoint to say, cool, I'm human. Okay? Yeah. So allow yourself that much, you know? Once you have that hit you, and it will. This is the top of the roller coaster. You're going over the fucking edge. Okay? But don't worry, you're strapped in the truth. You ain't falling out of that car, all right? Just stay in the car. You know, when you've done it a few times, then you can take the bar out and the hands up and, you know, dance around in the car as it goes down to 1,000 miles an hour. It doesn't matter because you know you're not going to fall out. Take your time. And I'll go back to March 14th because I remember watching the OPP car turn around, and that's where I took a breath. And I just, inside, I just said, okay, here we go. Put that aside. Let's dance. That's how I get past it. I accept it. Yep. Okay, that's normal. Okay, but this is stage here, so we'll push that aside. Best performance coming right up. And that really is it. I think for most people, the whole notion of being afraid is what scares them. So don't be afraid to be afraid. That gives you the edge of that dura mater on your sword. Use that to sharpen your sword, and your sword will be sharp. Never be in a hurry to answer a question, if you answer at all. You see, me, it's very simple. I don't talk to dead people. And I said that on March 14th, if I recall. I don't talk to dead people. I'm not in the dead jurisdiction. Thanks. Have a nice day. And shortly thereafter, you know, a few spin-outs and whatever, off they went. And that's the only difference. Why did they take your bike and not me in the car? Well, I'll tell you why. It's a very simple thing. Your motorbike is the same allegory as my family, my home, my car, my truck, all my belongings, and all those things. Okay, that was my motorbike that was stolen. Okay? So that's it. And it really is that simple. Again, it's not about scale or size of. I don't differentiate between, you know, a simple motorbike, if you want to call it that, and all of the other. No, they're all the same to me. They're an infliction of evil upon you.
Exactly.
And I don't care if they break a fingernail on you. That's an infliction of evil. You know, there's no big lie, little lie here. Okay? There's no big evil, little evil. There's simply good and evil.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. That's absolutely. They did, as I was walking home, that I heard them. One of them sticking their heads out of the van and yelling stuff at me. They were just yelling at me like crazy, like a bunch of loonies. It was surreal to. They were like trying to make fun of me, and I just ignored them and walked through that path. And the interesting thing about that motorcycle, it was purchased with Social Security money at the time, and the name of her is Pegasus, as she slayed the. I named her Pegasus because she slayed the demon beast Chimera, and I thought, what a beautiful fucking name. And Pegasus is in the building, baby.
You know the visual I just got from you on that, just before you said that? I saw you standing at the gate, checking ID. and that cop showing up. Yeah, I know what your name is. Not so funny.
yeah.
Got it? Not so funny now, is it?
Thank you. That was a nice little twist of humor right at the end that just makes it all so sweeter. Thank you for that.
Worthwhile. Well, no, truth makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And you know that whole adage of he who laughs last laughs the loudest? Unfortunately, we won't be laughing in as much as we will be looking and saying, sure didn't I tell you, I wish you'd have listened.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
No, it's... what more can you do? What more can anyone do to get this truth to people that is costing them their very soul? And look, you did all you could, and you know, while this gang of marauding thieves cheers their victory of theft, well, I hope they enjoy it. There's not much time to.
Yeah.
You know, so stay the course, and we go from here. Getting back to the fear thing again, I just want to make this crystal clear for everybody. Don't be afraid to be afraid, because that's going to intensify the fear all by itself. So accept the fact that a situation that you're not sure of, it's all new, you know? It's all new. So here's the magic of the truth, though. This truth is new. We knew this, and we know this. And that's where I stand. That's the rock. Good day to sit on the rock.
It is indeed.
And do not be afraid to fuck with these guys, because once you put the fear aside, then you can start having fun. Me, I'm of the mindset to, you know, call a thief. I don't care what they're wearing, and I've done it a few times. That's what you guys do. You steal shit. That's what you do. That's what you were paid to do, trained to do, and they've got them by the short and curlies with stuff. I mean, seriously, emptying someone's bar, stealing all their... This is in my situation, right? Stealing, you know, months upon months worth of food stored. You know? Scuba gear, my chop saw, seriously? The list of things that was stolen. Sue's Olympic bike. Now, they were in the house. They didn't make it to the trailer, though. Neither did a whole lot of other things. Parts of coin collections and bill collections and sword collections and gun collections and all the rest of it. They stole it all.
Wow. That says it all, really,
That's what demons do. Those that worship the physical matter, the Dura matter, well, hope they're wearing their Dura X condoms, because they're fucked. Yeah, look at that, Durex. Dura Matter X. Hard matter life. Physical body. Isn't that funny? The Durex condoms to stop that from occurring? Yeah, it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Proves out in the phonics.
Wow.
It just depends on what was the other one that came up? Necromancer was in the movie. Something D had put in an email. What was it? Oh, it had to do with good and Doog. You know, Doggy Doog. Doogie Howser, MD. Sorry, this is new fractals that are blowing open. I got to tell you, it's boring for me until I get big fractals. Like the other night was great. That was, there's another one opening up, right? So it's, boy, it's taken a lot of scathing and scraping across this fractal to find shit. It's all little stuff now, though.
Yeah, it's all the little bits of dust now. It's being all pulverized.
You know, we've taken the polish off this thing. You know, come on, guys, jump in here. We got Manus here. It just went through a feather brush. Maybe come in and share your experiences and correlations of the experience. We've all went through the same thing. All you need to know is the one truth. Legal name is illegal to use. It is fraud to do so. Do not be afraid to just say that and go, fuck off, and walk away.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Well, it's the right thing to do. Now, that being said, you go through your feather brushes to whatever degree you do, as whatever lesson you need to see within yourself to know for the next time that this will never happen again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There they couldn't even take you away. Had to bring out their little machines. You see, that kind of stuff there is, it's as simple as this. Only legal name has to follow orders. Only under the presumption of legal name will one follow an order at all. I just tell, like, prime example, March 14th, when the cop was out going, oh, there's gas coming out of your gas tank, it's leaking. I already knew that. I was under the car that morning getting the brakes done, and it's got a new gas tank in it since. But I already knew that. Funny that, eh? The car was up in a hoist. I already knew it was leaking, right? That's why I didn't fill it full. So here he is out there. Talk about a feeble attempt to get me to follow an order. You should get out and have a look. I said, I already know. Thanks very much. I wasn't going to follow one fucking order, one command, one idea, period. And that's where my head was at. That's the breathing. Okay, here we go. It's like Chicky trying to find out, quote, trying to pin a name on me. What did I tell her? I said, well, if you want to find me, just Google Kate of Gaia. If you want to know about me, Google Kate of Gaia. Well, how do you spell that? I said, I don't spell that for anybody. And that's when the book closed up and I never saw her again. You know, so it's all word trickery. These monkeys are trained, highly trained.
Oh yeah.
To load the questions up.
Yeah, that's true. No, they are. They're very well little trained monkeys. I tell you that they'll fucking follow orders to a T. You know. And I use that against them though. You see, now it's used against them because they must follow orders to a T. The law. Here you can square them right off with this. It's your job to be a law enforcement officer. True or false? True. Okay. It is a legal fact that to use a legal name, title, or anything of that nature whatsoever is illegal to do so. I would commit fraud and thus be a criminal in your eyes so that you could do whatever you want. I know this. It is a legal fact. So what you're doing legally right now, I'd recommend you call a lawyer to do your talking for you before you dig a bigger grave for yourself. What you're doing right now is with intent aiding and abetting another into the commission of an illegal act. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And you call these monkeys on it. This is for everybody, guys. You call these monkeys. Don't be afraid to say that. It's true. That is the linchpin that kills them. Because what it does is it completely destroys the entire purpose of law enforcement right there. You claim to be law enforcement, yet here you are trying to get someone to break the law so that you can be law enforcement. I'm not going to create your demon. Sorry, fuck off. Maybe it helps being Irish, tenacious, mouthy. I don't know. I just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and I won't back down. Yeah. Ever. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah, it's so true. Not many people are willing to sort of go on this path, you know. Many will be called, but, you know, so very few will actually kind of do it, you know.
Do you know what's funny about it, though? What's really funny about it is once you're here, you are completely untouchable. There is nothing they can do. This is the thing that I find most people have a hard time grasping. Oh, no, it can't be that powerful. Yeah, it is. It fucking is. Let me say it in as straight truth as I can. You step into this, baby, you are untouchable. They'll dance like demons all around you, but you, my loves, are the Lord of the dance. Stand there. And they will run. They'll never even come near you. So nicely done. Nicely through the feather brush. And 850, you're back. Yeah, hands up. So come on, guys. We got 26 minutes to roll over here. 347-637-3265. BTR listener 022. So come on in. Let's show a little support for our Dragon Slayer, shall we? A little bit. I love this shit. Well done, Dragon Slayer.
Thank you.
We just see all the little baby dragons you killed in the swath of that one. It's beautiful.
Oh God, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's such a nice thing. It was kind of just a real nice thing to sort of go through that, and it's leaves you, like, I've been just reading about these experiences of people, like just even hearing the recordings of encounters with, and even that in the past was like, oh fuck, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but when it happens, it's strange. It's a very strange, surreal experience. I can't adequately
surreal's the word for it, because what you're doing is you're literally hovering between the worlds at that point. What you're seeing in that surreal nature of it is the shimmer. This is the between worlds, and what you are facing off with is truth, you, demon, them.
Yeah. Well, I think we can all have a nice toke to Pegasus, who's alive and kicking. She's alive. That bike's alive. I know she's alive. I'm not heartbroken. She's gone. I know that little baby of mine's in there. She's devouring them as we speak. I'm so proud of her. She's and it was actually a Yamaha XT225 with dead relative plates that read 0NQ, and what was the other numbers? It was on Q, and there was another number.
The heart on Q in the womb of infinite creation. That's what ONQ is. I just did 3 breakdowns in phonics with one sentence.
Oh. Wow.
Onk, heart, 1Q, one place. On Q, in place. Oh, yeah. In the womb of infinite creation, the sperm and the egg together, the Q. Yeah. There's some shit going on there. Take her away, Roar. I'm going to make some coffee. I want you guys to dance with Manus, and well done.
Thank you. Hello, Roar. How are you?
Hello. Good. I sure enjoyed listening to that recording of you pouring out your heart.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
And you do that. We do it for ourselves, but we have to do this for all. You're helping so many.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. And so welcome to the table.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. That's so right. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming. I've always heard you on the show and everything, and here I am talking. I finally grew my wings and said, you know what? Screw all this shit, and let's just party, because that's what I want to do, baby. I want to party. I want to live in a world where we can just be ourselves without these fucking demons just running around with their penises and impregnating. Just it's so horrid. It's so. Oh, I'm a policeman. I've got a little crown on my badge. I'm going to tell you what to do. They even. Oh, here's what I forgot. He goes, well, that's the law. Oh, well, we're the authority. Going, you're not an authority of me. Now, I'm not very like I'm not. I don't go out of my way to sort of cause trouble with the law. And they kept asking me, well, this is the law, and this is, what country were you born from? I'm not part of your 2D world. I kept telling them, I'm a messenger of God, and it was like, and the cops started going, are you on drugs? Have you ever taken drugs? And I smoked pot, and I don't consider pot to be a drug, so I said truthfully, no, and he was so taken back by this thing, and I was too. And when I came home and I had to process it, and I figured, okay, we've done videos, I want to share with you guys, because I think because a lot of the experiences that I've heard on the table, I've actually been influenced by them, even when I haven't spoken. Our words are so, the things we say are so profound. Like this stuff Kate has said, like I was listening to the show, and she said something, and I go, oh, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go ride. And I went out and I rode. And then I have all these kind of experiences that go along with it. And I've been having these like I usually just go around and I give Babylon Has Fallen, and I'm shy, and sometimes, you know, I'll go into the coffee store and fill up every. What country are you from, by the way? That accent sounds familiar.
I'm in the southern part of the country. I'm from the West Coast. North America.
North America.
California.
Right. California.
But I'm down in I'm on the bayou.
Okay. So that's a little lines they say that, you know, that where is where. Yeah, that doesn't exist
anymore. It's actually 33.33 at 97.167 coordinates.
Yeah, there you go. If they want some kind of like reference point, but you know, I tried to prove to the cops, like, you know, well, when you go into space, there's no lines, you know, and they took a while. They don't. I admit there was a lot of fear going for me even for now, because I'm in a situation where I live with family and all that. So I was just thinking, fuck, are they gonna come back and look for me, and how's my family gonna handle it? And it was all this stuff that was coming up, and I had to sort of kind of process it. What Kate said about the you know, how the bike being stolen, if you heard that part, was like how her family was being stolen, and that bike was very, very close to me. That was you know, I rode everywhere with that bike, and I don't feel any remorse for it, because I knew, I called it Pegasus for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how have you found your experience today? You know, because I know a lot of people come to the show, and I don't want to yammer on too much, because I know I'm a Taurus and I talk. But I have to throw it.
I just wanted to jump in here because there was something that triggered regarding the blue bloods or the blue blots, Rorschach test. Remember we talked about Rorschach, shocked and roar, right? The Rorschach test, the blotter, the blot test, blood test, if you will. And of course, what is the Rorschach test? It is an ink blot that is folded upon itself.
Right.
Okay. There was something that Dee had mentioned that kind of led me off there. So I just wanted to bring that in there because the timing was perfect. Shock just showed up. And I just mentioned Rorschach test out in the kitchen when I was making coffee. So you see, these are the automatic confirms of creation, confirming things, and we're all working together and showing up exactly when we're supposed to. So I just wanted to, you know, while we're dancing in the literal, I want to, you know, keep a few anagogics flying through here too. You know, just balance it out. Carry on, guys. Just want to
cool, Matt. Oh, you're more than welcome to share your beautiful anagogic entrees and dinners that you give. I actually had a very interesting dream before this happened. I was at a dream, and you were there, Kate, and all these people were there, and I was serving meal, and Kate was serving a meal. We were sitting down on these very beautiful, like a Middle Eastern, how Middle Easterners eat. They sit down, and it was like that. And I didn't recognize everyone, but I recognized Kate, and we were serving food, and there was a part of me that felt, am I worthy to be here? There was this part of my soul that felt, am I worthy to be here? And I had to really reflect on that within myself. And, you know, maybe I am worthy. I am within myself. Fucking to do the right thing, you know, and stand in truth.
That's the hard one, you know. That really is the hard one. And, well, I'll speak for myself on this, wrestling past the am I worthy? And, you know, the honest answer within myself is always the same thing. Yes and no. But I've had that experience though. That's going back to the Dr. Dimitri, DMT. And I've had that absolute to such a level I can't even describe it. That's the Face of God night. I did a show on it. I did a few shows on that one. It comes up on occasion too, have you noticed?
Yeah.
What that was the infinite feeling of completely unworthy for the absolute unconditional love washing over me. So that's the humility, arrogance, balance point. And the true of heart will always ask themselves that one question. Am I really worthy of this? So you've asked yourself the right question, and in the answer I will tell you, yes, of course you are. Only those that are will ask that question.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kate. That was very beautiful, and that was like, it's funny. I felt that one, Kate. That was.
Well, it's true. That's why, and it was a big one I wrestled with within myself to come to terms with that, and that's why while I feel like I'll never be able to do enough, am I doing enough? And I can always answer the question yes and no at the same time. So what you find yourself doing then is sustaining within a singularity of no judgment of self or anything else. So the moment the question, the only time I'll deal with someone sane is if they've ever asked themselves the question, am I insane or what? Okay, when you have the wherewithal to ask yourself if you are insane or are you truly sane or not, is all the wherewithal I need to know that you already are, because only the sane would ask that question.
Yeah, can I add to that for a sec? Of course I can.
You don't need... yeah, okay, good. I see the hesitation. I'm not going to jump on this. Shock's going to self-correct himself here. Okay, there you did.
Yeah, and for the people, and this has happened to me a few times, I'll show people this information, and the arrogance of entitlement that comes, oh, well, this is all mine anyways. Well, you'll burn up with that mentality that you deserve everything, if that humility, that 0 point, just an observation point, that holds you in place on that stone, on that rock. If you come in here guns blazing, you're going to burn up in that fire. I mean, every time. So keep it neutral, keep it cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that was... That's very beautifully said. Thank you. That's very beautifully said. It's interesting listening to all you guys for the first time, and I can actually feel like I'm here with you guys. I can't describe. It's like I can actually feel these presences around me and inside of me when you're all talking. It's nice, nice. It's just been a long time away from true home in a way, and to be around something that's more resonant. It's nice.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this escalation it's beginning. It's more comical every day. We're reaching out, and when we're able to connect with each other in the way that we do, you that moment where you're playing Monopoly and someone just flips the board and the game's over. That's us. That's the pieces hitting the ground right now. That's Babylon has fallen.
Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? It's going quite exponential. It's showing up in a lot of these anagogic things that you guys always bring up, and a lot of the times these anagogic things show up without like these videos I was making. I don't know if any of you guys seen them, but like a lot of the times I'll feel this impulse to create something, and then I'd watch it a few hundred times, and I notice things starting to appear, and I'm not sure where it comes from, but it's just like a conduit, So you're all showing, we're all part of this thing. We're all like these branches of a beautiful river, and we're all
one tree. This one tree of life. My Skype was a bit wonky there, and I just wanted to add to what you were saying with regards to feeling a part of it. You feel a part of it now because you took part of it. You took part in it. And those that get feather brushed, a feather brush, it can be something as simple as, in my case, the last feather brush was 15 or more cops at the house, kidnapped and taken away for 28 days kind of thing. Okay, so that was my feather brush. I had others before that, leading up to that. That was the feather brush, though. This because you're taking part in creation. You're not going along with the death world any longer. So what you've done is you've crossed the threshold. You've stepped in by taking part in the new creation versus being part of the old. For anyone that is, I tell you, if I was early on in the game, coming in here right now, the joy I would have to know this one truth, this one simple truth that destroys everything. And I would be out hunting for feather brushes to get through it, just to have fun with it, just to fuck with it. This is where you are in absolute control of yourself, guys. There is not one being on this planet that can tell you what to do. Only you can do that. That's where you make the choice of good versus evil within yourself. And you'll find those that have the benevolent heart will do these things. They will stand for what is right, to do the right thing because it is the right thing to do, regardless of what would they call that, public opinion is. Because we all know what opinions are. Yeah, open ions.
Yeah.
Yeah, or op onions. You've been wrapped up layer after layer in the onion lie. I mean, there is not, this is the joy of phonics, there is not one mistaken word. Ever. Does anyone else notice that about phonics?
Shows up in a very...
Yeah, it's very surreal, very strange way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you stepped across the threshold. That's why, and you will. This is the thing about. Imagine a fighter group, Corsairs, the Black Sheep Squadron. Shall we? Let's just play that game for a second here. You feel part of the crew when you have your first kill, and that's what you're experiencing without killing anything but lies. We don't need to shoot down Jap Zeros. We are the Jap Zeros. And the Corsairs flying together. You know, it's how humanity has been duped into creating the tools of their own destruction. It's like having this special kid that can build anything, and the nasty fucker comes over and says, "Hey kid, can you build this?" "Yeah, sure I can." And then next thing you know is there's an atomic bomb getting blown up, murdering people. To that extent. There is not one device on this planet that wasn't created out of the creative mind of a creative heart, corrupted to do so.
Yeah.
It's all built with the legal name. The idea that somebody else outside of you has an authority. That you had to do something for somebody else. Thinking you had to. No, you do your thing.
Exactly. It's such a ridiculous concept that anyone could have authority over anyone else. I mean, just that principle alone is repugnant to me.
Well, it all occurs with the trespass of free will choice of another. That's the only time any conflict arises. You know, this is where we can take our ships and sail around things. We don't need to get involved. No, I'll stick with creation on this one. You know, so welcome to the club, if you will.
Thank you. It's nice here. I really like it here. You guys are very nice to me. You know, thank you so much. I just would like to say to all those baby steppers out there, you know, listening, if there's anyone out there listening and they're not sure what to do and, oh no, what can I do? Here's what I did in the early days. I used to just, I used to like go for a drive around the block without the license and come back. Then I'd take it a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. Then I started going through ceremonies and burning birth certificates and medical cards and expired licenses and just build upon that. Do those little tiny itty bitty things and keep moving. Just even if you're a bit afraid, you know, don't bite it all up. Don't eat the whole fucking watermelon. You're gonna fucking choke. Just bite it, like make little chunks and eat it. I know there's a lot of baby steppers out there. So just take those little baby steps. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. When you're taking the baby steps, imagine Bam Bam and Pebbles. Okay. The first baby steps, you feel a whole lot like pebbles. And then when you get the truth, that's when you put Bam Bam and Pebbles together and everything else around you becomes rubble. Because you're the one swinging the bam, bam, bam to the system. And Bam Bam would do anything to protect Pebbles, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You're damn straight.
Yeah.
And that's the child within that fights for the child without.
Mm.
It's really neat. We got 6 minutes, 43 seconds to roll over. Just one more call out to the phone number, 347-637-3265. And BTR listener is 022 tonight. So if you want to continue in on the rollover, you'll have to call in. Again, 347-637-3265. BTR listener is 022. And of course, there is the rollover after that on Snip the Gnip, and have some fun with that with the Rorschach test to see if you're blotting out the lies or not. Are you caught in the Rorschach blur? No, I know. Well, we have lives right up to it, eh? Funny how that worked out, isn't it? Rorschach? Yeah, that's what I thought.
What does this picture look like to you?
Yeah. That's. Well, there you are, the Rorschach test coming on to do a little snip and gnip of the lies as well. So if you guys could toss out the phone number, and the BTR listener, of course, will be available once they go live, and we put that in the Skype room. If you want to get into the Skype room, just contact me direct through Skype, katie.renee.thompson. I'll add you to the contacts, add you to the room. It really is that simple. We connect everybody here. That's our job. So go ahead, guys. Little information on the rollover.
All right. The rollover to this rollover will be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if you want to call in from my cell phone or landline, the number is 914-803-4058. And just a shout out, if you want more information on the legal name fraud, feel free to visit www.losethename.com and cateofgaia.wordpress.com.
Yeah, we're pretty easy to get a hold of, and more than happy to help. And it's expensive. It's free. I'll tell you what is expensive, and don't have it cost you this: your soul. You know, there's a sale on in hell for your soul. I don't go to the way of L Marts. No, we're a little smarter than that here. Yeah. Yeah, I can hardly wait to see what Dee's got floating around. We've been unraveling a whole lot of stuff to a very large extent, connecting dots, completing things, so it's a good thing. Let's just say we're racing like crazy now. It's beautiful to watch. Have you noticed it around the world? You know? Shit changing?
Five sons.
What was that?
I said 5 sons.
Yeah, that was a good one, eh? Yeah, talk about circling the wagons. You know, and of course Igor got a nice shot of the blue Kachina. Seriously, it had to be less than a second worth of the whole 10.5-minute video. I'm thinking, buddy, just get to the fucking point, you know. Igor gets to the point of what the video is in the same way that someone that could simply say, I'm going to the store to get something to eat because I'm hungry, and come back and cook it and eat it, okay? I don't need what store you went to, what type of bread you got, who you met on the way, where you parked, what kind of shopping cart you picked up and decided against a bat. I don't need to know that. Those are the devil in the details. I don't need to know that. Boy, conversations get real short, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's just not a whole lot of information I need, you know. I'm on a need-to-know basis, and I don't need to know that. I already know what I need to know. I'll go from there. The Larkin Rose. Yeah, talk about a lark. Yeah. 5 questions, government on trial. Yeah, this guy's still caught in the illusion. Here, let's see if we can answer Larkin's questions for him, shall we? The 5 questions. Here they are. Is there any means by which any number of individuals can delegate to someone else the moral right to do something which none of the individuals have the moral right to do themselves? Yeah, lose the legal name. 2, do those who wield political power, presidents, legislators, etc., have the moral right to do things which other people do not have the moral right to do? If so, from whom and how did they acquire such a right? They acquired that right through you giving up your life source jurisdiction through the legal name. So you don't have a moral right to do anything because you're immoral with dirty hands, Larkin. 2nd question answered. 3rd question. Is there any process example, constitutions, elections, legislation, by which human beings can transform an immoral act into a moral act without changing the act itself. Not while there's a legal name in the way. No, because you're already creating the most immoral act of all, worshipping a false idol. Top three, this is top 1, 2, 3 of the 10 Commandments that you're breaking. So do not claim to be moral while you're doing an immoral act.
No.
Is there a process? Lose a legal name. Have nothing to do with it. Have no claim to it, because it isn't you and it ain't yours. Okay, third question answered. 90 seconds to roll over, by the way. 4, when lawmakers and law enforcers use coercion and force in the name of law and government, do they bear the same responsibility for their actions that anyone else would do, or anyone else who would who did the same thing themselves? Oh, absolutely. But then again, they can do whatever they want while you're dead. They're not killing anyone or anything that hasn't already agreed to be dead through the legal name, surrender of your soul, third-part interloping that you're doing. So they can use whatever coercion and force in the name of law that they want. And of course they bear the same responsibility for the golden rule. That which you wish upon another, you have wished upon self. So there's 4 answered. 5, when there is a conflict between an individual's own moral conscience, let me see. It says more here, so I have to go to the actual site. Let's just answer all 5 questions with the same fucking answer. Have you noticed that?
Hey, Larkin.
Yeah, I know it's Larkin Rose. Government on trial. How about you put yourself on trial? All right, last question. 10 seconds to roll over, so hey, better get in if you want to hear it. When there is a conflict between an individual's own moral conscience and the commands of a political authority, is the individual morally obligated to do what he personally views as wrong in order to obey the law? Well, no, they're morally obligated to do what is right in heaven's law. Kind of a stupid question, Larkin. And the fact that you asked that tells me exactly where you are. You won't do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, because... Why? Don't talk to me about morality. Not why you use or think you are a legal name. You're the most immoral being on the planet. So there you go. How was that for answering some simple questions? Pretty straight up?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty clear? Yeah. And isn't it funny how we answered all 5 questions the same way? Because it was the same truth that solved them all. One thread running through it all. 1 3D. One thread. 3, 2, 1. 3D out of the 2D reality, flat surface, one-dimensional writing. Yeah, it'd be hard to read something if you were reading across it on the horizontal, hey? It'd just be a line, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's all it is. And that's all they do is they hand you a line. And don't grab that line because they'll pull your ship in. Yeah. So it really is quite simple. The moral choice is within you. Do you want to break heaven's law and man's law at the same time by using a legal name? That's up to you. Now, when I say, I always like to qualify this because there are those that still have that tool, but they're not really in or of Babylon. They're not of Babylon, and they're really not in Babylon, only to the degree of keeping the meat stick going to take this fucking whore down. So the purpose is different. The purpose isn't wealth and personal aggrandizement and fame and fortune and all. No. This is merely pure and simple, utter survival. And that even falls into the Roman maxims as well. So you're doing only that which you have to do. No more, no less. And there are those of us that are completely out, not of nor in Babylon at all. People like myself and Roar and a few others that are completely free and clear, standing that ground. And that's okay. Love the advice on the baby steps, by the way, Manus, and that's exactly what you got to do. You see, I can take that same allegory and put it into the whole transgender transition with me. And it goes as simple as, painting nails and piercing ears and doing all of these things that you can get away with up to the point where you can't hide anymore. And, there's only one thing left for me. I'm at the end of the road in transition. Looks like heaven's going to be hacking Lucifer's cock off. Yeah. Yeah, that must be Lucifer's family name, Lucifer Cockoff.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Romanov. Funny that, eh? Romanov, the Romanovs, royal family. You see, separate the lineages, the royals and all the presidents and all the rest of it, and you'll see the world for what it is. You'll see the hierarchy. Only those in the hierarchy are of the demonic hierarchy. You know, chains of office, uniforms. You know, when you said about that cop pointing, that's my name. Oh, yeah. I just saw you with a big Cheshire grin going, you were saying? And you won't see this cop pointing at the name too much. Well, Well, sure didn't Manus tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's go to the Kubrin Bible on this one. Or Kobrin. Kubrin. Ko, beautiful observation, thank you. Ko, K-O in Japanese means child. So now you understand what co-creation really is. Creation of the child. It's not a duality at all, but it can be. It just depends on the intent you put behind it. So now the sound ko throughout this entire reality for me means child. And that is now across the entire fractal. Did somebody else see that ko means child in Japanese? And co-creation, you saw the child being created there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So now you know what co-opt means.
Co-opt.
Yeah, to steal your child. So once you have a new understanding of a sound from any language, that's why I go across the board and I just watch to see what comes in. And it was posted, yeah, ko is Japanese for child. Let's look at the koi. What are they? Goldfish. Big goldfish. K-O-I, the child of all, you know. When someone is shy, they're known to be coy. Ko-Y, the child in the duality of Y. So don't limit yourself to the one definition or two or three definitions in the literal. Expand beyond that to see the of Phoenicians in all languages. And you'll see a more complete picture of what is really being said, what is really going on. And it is quite mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm still learning the Phoenician stuff. I'm not as good as you guys are, but I'm starting to see it in little bits and pieces, and little ends of words. And
well, what's the Japanese flag known as? Well, what was Japan known as with the big sun in the middle of a white flag? It was known as the land of the rising sun. What were the chords we came up with the other day? The house rising sun. Okay? I connected Japan to Ireland. Nippon backwards is Northern Iron. You just got to throw the accent in there to see it, and you'll see it. But see, I use all the tools available to me. I have the use of the Belfast brogue. I have the use of the Canadian. I have use of other accents as well. I have understandings of, Scottish slang, Cockney slang, Belfast slang, Canadian, American slang. So I've got a lot of different slang languages that I can pull into there as well, and they work just as well, in most cases better than literal English. So, and of course I was talking about the whole Japanese, the quad L C anal, Guadalcanal, going backwards towards Pearl Harbor, back to the mouth source itself. Pearly gates, that's your teeth, right? That's your pearly KTS, the spirit of truth or lies created. Pearly gates, or pearly kates. KTS. You see, that's why that sound, KT or Kate or whatever that is. Funny enough, one of the Japanese aircraft was called what? Kate. It's one of the bombers. Another one was called the Betty. We've talked about the bouncing Betty, the mine. That bounces up about 2-3 feet and then sends out ball bearings everywhere. So there's the Betty bomber as well. We had to reach several points. There's the Northern Iron 0, Seiro, the Japanese 0. These fractals play upon themselves. So what I'm doing is looking for a contrast. Where is the other side? And of course, Ireland being considered in the west and Japan in the east. The Japanese invaded the east when they invaded China. Key not applicable, life not applicable. To where I show the mirror of it, where life is now applicable through the mirror of that. So I have to look for where the not applicable was to make it now applicable. That probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you. It's cognitive. It's strictly intuitive. It's the thing that you look at that you can't explain, but you see it. It just makes sense. So isn't it funny that the chords that I played the other night, the first song that came to mind, and I messed around with it later. I also found "Stairway to Heaven." What else did I find? They're really blatant just in reorganizing A, C, D, C, B, C, C. And, of course, what was the other one that came in as well? I think it was B minor came in there as well. It's... For me, that just going through that, hearing, Here, I'll show you. Watch. Here's... CD or DC. Again, you can play these in any order, all right? Song can be arranged any way you want, but I went with the naturals of it. So here's, this might be familiar to you. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the intro to Stairway to Heaven, that's CD. Okay, I'm playing it on capo 2nd fret, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's still the same form. And then... House of the Rising Sun and Stairway to Heaven were the first two that jumped out. And I didn't go past that. I just, oh my God, I went, because it made sense. And all of these things tied together, and there we have the land of the rising sun, the house of the rising sun, light and dark in the in the who say. How say, who say? Ho, you say? You see? So it's... Sorry, this stuff just is not. You getting the idea, though? You starting to see how these things magically tie together?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's my biggest... can't even really call it an issue. Frustration is probably closer to it. Is not being able to explain these things as clearly as I'd like to be able to explain these things. And again, I just have to wait until it presents itself in a simple form. And it always does, typically after a good night's sleep. Yeah. It's like thinking versus knowing. That's a problem with thinking and why people think too much. Because while you're thinking, here, I'll give you an example. This was a major drift this morning, and it's not clear as it was then, or now as it was then. But the idea between thinking that you're somebody and knowing who you are. You see, a legal namer thinks they're somebody else. And it doesn't matter what you say to change that thinking while they're caught in that thinking they are that. Because when you tell someone about the legal name fraud and that it is illegal to use one, that is a most profound pole shift. You've already experienced your pole shifts. You've already experienced the first death. You won't experience the second. You are worthy. Just walk the path.
Yeah.
Really is that tough. I had to make coffee last time there, so I'm going to go out and get one now. So, helm's yours. And I know Roar is chomping at the bit here. Go.
I'm fine. Oh, man. It's profound.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's profound how this path is and where it leads to and all the magical things that occur. And what had happened when after this experience, it just what Kate just said that when I came home, someone had the TV on and there was a up this whole experience. It was actually a video of Christ being crucified, and yeah, it was just like I went and I saw it after I spoke with my mother, and I looked, I go, oh fuck, you can't make that up, man. I mean, I just had my crucifixion in a way, and I walked away from it. It's very interesting, but you have a raw. Is that how you say it? How do you pronounce this name?
What we came up. Well, this is the progression of that. I lost the legal name. I had seen a video and just went down this path. And okay, so the legal name, got rid of that. The only other name that came to mind was Pilar, and that was given to me in a 7th grade Spanish class. So we took the pledge out of it and got Roar. So now we just say Roar.
Roar.
Yeah, roar like a lion.
Well, that's beautiful.
And we've taken the Leo out of the zodiac.
Zodiac.
Right.
So T-A-C. Watch. So yourself, alternating current. Zodiac. Zodiac.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what is the biggest bear on the planet called? It's called a Kodiak. And A-C can make the ak, A-K, which is the divine spirit. A-Ka. Yeah? Watch. A, Christ mind, Ka, in the spirit of. So, Ko, child, T, yourself, Ak, in the spirit of heaven itself. The great big mama bear, Kodiak. I know, I used to get the boots. Work boots, Kodiak. Funny, I walked in those. You can't make a mistake here, and it gets ridiculous, doesn't it?
I wanted to throw a word out there because we were looking at base 60, sexagismal. That's yeah, that has to do with how they were tracking time back in Babylonian times. And they still use it though.
Dick measuring contest. That's why. That's why it's called seismology. Seismology. Yeah, we know. Little shaking going on, eh? That's the AC/DC song. You shook me all night long. Yeah, that one? Yeah. Shake, rattle, and roll there, Buddy Holly. How about the Holy Buddha? The Holy Buddha. Yeah, fucking take a Buddy Holly. Assholes. Great songwriter. You see, the true poets, the true creators, you can see them. They're the ones that are actually generating creation. Look at the imagination of humanity and how it's being corrupted and destroyed and sold. Songs, stage, movies, art, all of it. You see, here's the trick they pulled with the moon eye. They'll let us do all the creating and the building and the ideas and the shaping, and then they will offer up money for it. How about you try this? In creation, it's all a do-it-yourself. And tell you what, I'll show you how to do it yourself. But I ain't going to do it for you, and you can't buy it from me.
Yeah.
Big difference there, right? I have not... what terms and conditions have I put on learning phonics?
Get your crayons up.
Yeah, just that you do. That's the neat trick.
Sit around.
That's the Papa Wheelie on the bicycle. Okay? Yeah, Papa Weasel. Papa Wee-L-E. Yeah. The tiny Luciferian consciousness. Puppet. Let's go back to Puppet. Name the movie. Pirates of the Caribbean? Puppet? Puppet. Yeah, Mary Poppets. Pop outs, not pop ins. Because I'll tell you, when you pop out, you'd be amazed at what pop ins.
Yeah.
Yeah, this language has been so... earlier today, when I was coming out of the drift, so many things. I really... See, this is the thing. You can't open your eyes. You can't... I want to write this down. But I know as soon as I do, I'm going to lose the drift. So I just go with it. And it shows up anyway eventually. Oh, yeah, that's what that was. But it shows up in its own simple form. So I don't have to worry about it, think about it. I know that's the final outcome. And I'm just patient to let it be. That seed takes root and it grows all by itself. I don't have to water it because I already did.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is, what do you need? So there you go. Cool, huh? Oh, nicely done, though, man. That's nicely done.
Yeah, it has to be done.
It has to be done. It has to be done. An immortal soul for a motorbike. What do you think? Good trade.
Yeah, good trade. Good trade indeed.
Let's go to the top. That this is my name. Immortal soul for a motorbike.
Not a bad deal, actually.
Well, for you. Wouldn't want to be the one trading off the infinite door number 1 for door number 3. You might find a tied-up goat there. Or goldfish, or chickens. You watched Monty Hall. Monty Hall, Let's Make a Deal. You think these names are irrelevant? 3-card Monty Hall. Hall is phallus. Penis. Yeah, 3-card Monty Dick. That's the Montagues and the Capulets. Tweedledum, Tweedledee. A curse on both your houses, said the prince. Yeah. Yeah, nothing like taking out, what was it, Juliet Capulet? And Romeo Montague? Well, there's your Rome and your Jesus Christ. Gotta love Shakespeare, eh? Boy, nothing like painting it out there in the form of a play. That's what the true alchemy is, by the way. Phonics is the alchemy. It's the great work.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, we know that. It's a bit to figure it out. Hey, I'll ask you guys this. It took longer to simply just, what the fuck? Believe it, yeah? That was for me. It's like, really? No, can't be. Wow, it is. Then you find another and another and another until you get to the point where it's just the way it is. Phonics is the great work. And you won't figure it out until you get rid of that legal name. Just got to change your mind on it. I didn't say fill out a form, did I? You think that's hard for people to believe? That all they have to do is change their mind on it? Well, it says change your mind, change your universe. Yeah, it's a true statement. And the only question you need to answer within yourself, are you a dead legal entity? Is that really, really, really who and what you are and everything that you will ever be? Is that it? Yes or no? And when you say no to that, that's when you enter the fractal of all that is. And it changes that quickly. Keep your eyes open for the miracles. They show up fast. And it's just a change of mind. Nothing more, nothing less. I went through all the paperwork shit. So did everybody else. Man, I spent years doing all this to show it all. To the point where everything that was ever written in terms of legal and stuff was, in the grandest sense, was an absolute waste of fucking time. True. And it was an absolute not waste of time. True. Because it gave all the tools as to why it shouldn't exist. And I'm good with that. That's why you don't need a piece of paper for this. That's what the Romans do. They hang around with their short swords and pieces of paper. So change your mind. And that's all it takes. Breathe, and then breathe some more.
Yeah.
Baby steps. I loved how you described the baby steps, Like, right to the point where I came out. I had done everything I possibly could to hide, yet not be seen.
Yeah.
And then then there's the break point of you just can't do it anymore. You just can't hide anymore. And then, well, here, another fractal of the same alpha omega, judge bows to sovereign. I hadn't come out at that point fully. So a lot of my friends knew. They weren't surprised. Go figure. Anyway, yeah, I'm a bitch. Get over it. I remember Mark telling me, he says, oh, now you make sense. Now I know why you sound like my wife. Yeah, she think you're an asshole too? That kind of thing, you know. It's I've always called shit out for shit out. That's it. Just I'm not what, and left it at that. There's no point in arguing a bullshit position because it's bullshit. You know, the only time anything needs defending is if the ego got caught in something, and it doesn't like getting caught because it means the spirit awakens. That's the war within. You know, the judge bows, hadn't come out of the closet. And I remember, it was actually Nala I came out to first. And, of course, didn't faze him at all. Didn't surprise him. He didn't care. Because he knew what I was doing in terms of truth. But I'll tell you, here was the big question for me. How can I talk about truth and identity and legal name and all the rest of this when I, in this present form, hiding, I'm not being honest with myself. So for me, it was an internal war of honor that I wrestled with. Didn't wrestle long, though, because as soon as that hit me, it's like, I don't have a choice, because I'm not being honest with everybody, because I'm not being honest with myself. So they might as well know where this came from. And boy, did the ranks thin out at that point. But that's what it was meant to do. It makes for a very tough gate to get past, doesn't it? Homophobics and religiocosis chosenitis and super legal beagles and, you know, uber macho males and super feminine women and all. Yeah, it really thins the herd, doesn't it? You see, one who is all in one and part of it at the same time is completely and absolutely accepting of all. I don't care what you do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, especially yourself.
Ironically, the narrow path is not open to the narrow-minded.
There you go. Talk about the bearing straight. Well, get your bearings straight. Siberia? Alaska. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bigger one there. Did anybody see the Siberian forest get leveled on that moment? Yeah, that's what I felt. But anyway, it's just something about a meteor blast. Tunguska, something about tungsten, steel. Yeah. Tongue stun. Get it? Your tongue has been stunned, stealing your breath. Tungsten, steel, indeed. What do they use tungsten in? Light bulbs. Yeah. Tungsten on drill bits lasts longer. Hell, for that matter, they'll use tungsten to replace gold. It's only one away from it in the atomic scale. That's why they use tungsten and gold plate it. The only way you can really check gold bars that are actually tungsten is to drill into them. You might want to use a tungsten drill bit, though. Yeah, they found a bunch of those bars in China when China ordered its gold back from Fort Knox, eh? Yeah. Do a little research on the tungsten deal of all the gold bars that were replaced with tungsten and the big order of tungsten bars that they made. Oh, yeah, see, the allegory of that is trying to steal your spiritual gold. And what that tells me very simply is this, is that they've ran out of it. Yeah, these are all literal fractals that need to be deciphered. Don't look at a literal story and leave it there. You got to decipher it. And I don't think I've ever said it quite that way before. Yeah, that's probably a better way to say it. probably. Sorry, just bitch stopped myself 1 sec. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's full self-correct. I'm on autopilot here. It's all good. Yeah. When you see a literal something, don't stop at the literal. Decipher what it's really telling you. What does it matter to you? When you find in the headline something that matters to you from your point of view, then you will decipher the story properly. And not before it. Otherwise, it'll just be some more literal monkey chatter that people love to comment on. That's the first clue to me as to where someone's mind is. If I post something literal with an anagogic headline and someone writes something literal about the article and not the anagogic of it, then I know where they are. They're still in the matrix. They're still dancing around the maypole. Yeah, a bunch of Morris dancers. Yeah, time to be the modus operandi of the risen one, though, eh? The Mo-Riz dancer. Morris. Morris? Isn't that pain? Here, let me have a look. Seems to ring a bell. Let's go to etymology. Oh, that's anything that triggers with me, I look it up. See, it's not a matter of, why did I say that? It's more a matter of, okay, why did I say that? So, more S. I think that's how it's spelled. No? More. Let's go to Moors. S'mores. Snack treat. Mores. Customs. From Latin mores. Customs, manners, and morals. Funny we're talking about morals, eh? Well, Moras, Maras, mares, Maras, diving. See, these are things that relegate to me. Okay, so let's look at why they took the BC. That's why. Birth certificate went missing in the physical, along with all. Yeah, they. Only a groundhog gets free refills. You're gonna have to pay for anything to refill that. And the Mares ruby that was stolen as well. Oh man, they just went deep. You see, why was something taken in the physical? So I look at it for, what does it matter to me? And then I see the fractal of it. Well, it was air tanks, buoyancy compensator, the BC, birth certificate, the air tanks, right? And the regulator, that which you breathe through. It was a Mares ruby. And we talked about the ruby. So these fractals have come together. But to me, that is simply they stole the physical air, ruby, and birth certificate out of my reality. It was removed from my house, stolen by another, which means that's given back to me in the spiritual. I got back my spiritual air, my spiritual birthright, and my ruby. Oh, look, ruby ring finger. That's the bridegroom moment. Okay, so that's a confirmation of, hey, I'm going home. Just like you. Pretty cool, huh? Oops. Still not wanting to do this, right? Yeah, carry on, guys. I'm kind of spinning out here, so it's a good thing.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, come on in. Don't wait for me.
Yeah, just trying to feel the ebb and flow. Sorry, I just came back from a bathroom break, meat stick business as usual. Keeping this meat stick alive in a weird way. How is everyone? What's going on in everyone's universes?
I can't be the only one here, guys. Come on, there's mics open. Let's go. Nina, you're in here. Get talking. Shocked. We got Strawberry in here. Nina, Manus, and did we lose? I think we did. We lost Roar. Unless she's went over to set up the other board. It's coming up in less than half an hour, so all good there. Hey, Strawberry, you haven't said anything yet. Why don't you jump in here? Nina, you haven't said anything yet.
Fine.
Yeah, you guys might want to unmute, eh?
Roll call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Morays, moray eels. I saw lots of those down in Cozumel. Big ones, little ones, spotted ones, green ones, brown ones, you name it.
Hello.
Hello, Strawberry, you there? Nina, come on.
I've just learned how to unmute my mic again. Yeah, I am here. And someone else is saying hello. That's not me. So it looks like we're all jumping in now. Hello, Manis. Lovely, darling.
Hello.
Beautiful stories. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you. I remember listening to your story in particular, and when you were saying it many months ago, and it was like I was like very captivated how you were speaking and the experience. I could actually see it in my mind as you were doing it. It was very beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. That helped me out a lot too. So thank you, Strawberry.
Mirror, bro. Same back. Listening to you again tonight. This is how we do it, isn't it? We keep leapfrogging over each other and leapfrogging on and taking this truth to new levels and the magic, like we're always talking about now. These phonics and then this is a new world and we're creating it, aren't we? And well, creation in it and get yourself out of the way and ride. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it stands. Like it's the only thing that stands. Like it can be the self, that false self that we that gets in the way. And like I said before, I don't know if you heard it or not, if anyone missed it, but when I came home after the experience, it's replaying in my mind right now. There was on the television there was an old Jesus movie, and they have him up on the cross, all bleeding and crucified. And I remember looking at it after the experience and thinking, oh wow, that's just the timing, like on the life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
When it comes in like that, you can't write it, can you? You now know because you've experienced it, and I now know because I've experienced it, and those that have, and you can't explain it until you've walked the walk and gone through it like you've just done now, and you've still got those emotions there, those same emotions that I remember very well going through. I could feel it in you tonight. I could feel it when you were talking. It was beautiful. It was like listening to myself again. It was hearing your own stories again, hearing where you were. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. I love it. Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. We're all kind of doing this together, and I mean, like I often think to myself, like it would be almost. I don't think I could have done it without you guys. Even like just hearing you guys speak, and that's why I was making that message to all the baby steppers out there. They're all being influenced in some way listening to this, so we have a very powerful and profound effect on people. Just butterfly beating its wings, that kind of thing. We're very powerful. And I think the greatest thing is we forgot how powerful we are. We came into this awful system, this god awful system that made us flat and two-dimensional, saying you're a piece of paper, now go worship pieces of paper and metal, this is your god. And then, people become so entrenched in it because, you talk to so many people about the legal name fraud, and there's only a very few that reach out. And I think Kate has mentioned this a few times on her show. She says there's this reaching out. There's this, usually there's a blank look or it looks like a dog showing a card trick. But with this, when there's someone who has that interest, that twinkle, like in that policeman's eyes, I saw that fucking twinkle. The eyes never lie. The eyes are the windows to the soul. I mean, you can't hide. That's why if you see a cop like avoiding eye contact with you, there's a big reason behind it. And the automatrons are all fucking running on, replace their batteries pretty quick. They're all dying off by the thousands now. It's just. Strawberry. It's I've even seen like your anagogic show up in my universe after you had your experience, and I went to the Social Security office. At the time I was doing it, when I went to the Social Security office, I'd give them Babylon's Fallen, when I was playing in their system, right? And before I gave it, I saw a car that was parked on the street. And on the rear vision mirror was this little air freshener with it was actually the shape of it was actually a strawberry, you know. And then I thought to myself, holy shit, look at that little thing. And after I'd given the Babylon Has Fallen in the Social Security office at the time, I went out and all these church bells are ringing. These fucking church bells, and these little things start. This is at least in my.
They're not little anymore, are they?
Man, they get
meaning. These are things to start looking for. All of these are the moments that I can't avoid anymore. They're just daily, every single second now. It doesn't stop. It sort of accelerates within the neutrality. I can only describe it as that. It's a singularity of an acceleration of understanding, but a calmness that comes with this. And I'm stepping more and more into that every day with the experiences that come from doing it and facing these demons within myself along the way, like you're doing, like we're all doing now. Yeah. Incredible journey, eh?
It's
stunning. It's stunning.
Analogic update?
Go for it.
Brad, I love dancing with Brad. He can dance so well. Duality in Aries will not be allowed. Okay, I'll show you the tie-in, Brad. You ready for this? You're going to love this one. Air India grounds 2 pilots after captain beaten up in the cockpit. Now, I'll tell you why that's relevant, because chances are I might know 1 or 2 or maybe all 3 of those pilots, because where I was training to fly in Guelph, there was, at any given time, a dozen or more training pilots from India, young guys from India, and a couple of girls too. And what they were they were coming there to get their pilot's license, single engine rating, instrument rating, multiple engine rating, night ratings, and all the rest of it, because what they were doing was getting the training to go back to India to become airline pilots. And there was a large number of pilots being trained through the Guelph location. Lots of the East Indian guys. And they were from rich families. Parents had sent them over, paid for all their flight school and everything else. So the chances are, Brad, that maybe 1, 2, or even 3 of those guys or girls, whatever it is in that cockpit, I bumped into physically in this reality. So I just thought I'd connect that for you. And one other one, himself, herself, itself, Say Loud, Aries, over Washington, W. Ash Inktone. Yeah, W. Ash Inktone. Yep. Duality burned up in ink tone. That's your voice, which is silent. Apparently letters do all your talking. 3-alarm fire clouds skies over Washington, D.C. A 3-alarm fire is raging in a commercial building in Capitol Heights, Maryland, as firefighters battle the blaze. So much smoke is being pumped into the sky that you can see that one for miles. Actually, on a clear day, you could see that, as long as your view was unobstructed, you could see that from Siberia. As soon as you understand perspective, that everything travels in a straight line, that curvature is the illusion, because you are the curvature of creation. I mean, how many miles out to sea was this one ship that had apparently disappeared over the horizon, but they used a high-powered telescope to show that it hadn't. They could focus in on it. The only thing I can see stopping the view is air and the thickness of the air. It's creating its own fractal, right? When you look at air, like the same way in the same way you look at a prism, you cannot see air, but you can see its effects. So it is something solid. It's a gas, and light traveling through that prism gets kind of smoky and foggy. So your visibility will be limited. But interesting, I think it was 30 or 40 miles out to sea, they were able to zoom in on the ship. Now, how can you do that in a curved Earth? And tell me exactly how radar can see over the horizon. That's bullshit. Radio waves travel out in straight lines in a wave pattern. So if the Earth was curved, radar would not go over the horizon. It's impossible. because the radio waves would be absorbed by the water and any objects in front of it. So how can a ship see with radar? Well, it's easy. Radio waves traveling through the air. Kind of like the resonance frequency, the resonance wave. You know, the one you can't see or hear, like the bell that resonated in that cathedral while in a vacuum, works the same way. The radio waves of radar are traveling across what can only be a flat surface. End of story. I mean, that's a clinical, logical fact. What interference is there across a vast ocean except air, pollution, particulate, smog, moisture, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, helium? There's a lot that is in the air, you know? That's your smoke and mirrors. The air itself that you think you can see through. Well, you can for a long way. It gives the illusion that you can see to the end of time itself, but not through air you can't. Eventually the air gets so thick it blocks out light. But it won't block it out for radar. Yeah, I was watching, again, naval stuff, ocean things, history. I'm a history freak. I just love watching these, but I know how to take the literal and turn it into an anagogic. And these are the things that I'm looking for. And that's what came up, you know. And I remember the one line, it was the story of the HMS Belfast that was equipped with radar. The HMS Belfast, if you watch the little documentary on it, that's my complete story. You'll see it. Got taken out of commission for 3 years, I think it was, because it had hit a magnetic mine, and it was the largest heavy cruiser of the Royal Navy. It had the most firepower of any cruiser in the Royal Navy. Bumped into a German magnetic mine, literally broke the keel, broke its back, and they were actually contemplating whether to scrap the ship or not, but they decided to fix it, and it took 3 years. And when she put back to sea, it was her torpedo that took out the Scharnhorst. So there's the HMS Belfast having her back broken, Kate of Gaia having her back broken over 3 years ago, and going through the full repair to come back out to sink the Scharnhorst, and that's what we've done. One of the lines in it was the HMS Belfast had spotted or it might have been the Norfolk first, but the comment came that the radar could see over the horizon. And I thought, that's bullshit. That hit. No, radar can't see over the horizon. And I heard that expression before, but it never really completely dawned on me until I watched that little documentary. But the story of the HMS Belfast is my life story in a very small alpha omega fractal. So I look for the things that are relevant to me. Oh yeah, why would the HMS Belfast be relevant to me? Well, it just so happens that this alpha omega life form came in at Belfast. So of course it has relevance. And anything to do with Belfast, it has relevance with me. Anything that's Irish has relevance. Anything that is... that's my 0 point in the alpha omega game of life. The birthday, the zodiac, all the correlations that center in on that 1 0 point of arrival in the alpha to this omega right here. And tying all those loose ends together to see the one purpose through it all, to know thyself. And everything that you've come in with are your clues. Like I dumped the bucket load, kitchen, sink, and all. Well, that's why they have Hell's Kitchen in, I think it's Boston. Yeah, the Irish sector. But again, it's not about being Irish. It's just about it being a clue as to who I am, not what I am. Who I truly am. These are the duality lies that I had to decode to find me. And when you start seeing the truth of all of it, it really does get ridiculous. And like you were saying, Strawberry, you cannot look anywhere without the now just puking in your face. Anyway, I just wanted to share those couple of little stories and that one anagogic about radar seeing over the horizon. We got about 12 minutes here, so, and then the other rollover. I'll shut up now.
Does that mean there's going to be a big empty space now? Does someone have to jump in? Oh, there I am.
Yeah, no, because you filled it. Show up. What are you?
Not at all. I'm very shy when you get to know me. Yeah, it is. It's explosive, isn't it? It's I want to sort of confirm that again even more. It's just the anagogics every day, just playing with people around me as well, and I'm lucky enough now to live around a lot of no-namers, people who are getting this now. There's a good 5 of us strong, and there's more jumping on board, so we just play with each other all the time. It's just playtime here. But the game is deepening. There's a lot going on here in the Kerr now, in the massive side over here. But that's all in process, so I'm not going to say anything at the moment. There's just lots cooking, and there's some beautiful stuff going on.
Are we talking about the legendary classified documents of Operation Black Flag?
It's got to do with the flag, funnily enough. It's a lot to do with flags, yeah. But I'm not going to open this one up yet because it's still to unfold, so it doesn't need to come yet. But there's things cooking in the kitchen. There are things cooking in the kitchen. Mama's at it. And I'm just I am gathering myself with it and galvanizing at the moment for things. That's it. And there we go. It's all good. It's all quad. It's all beautiful.
Yeah, like the Magna Carta going missing today. That is the anagogic confirmation of heaven's law returning. That which is taken in the physical is returned in the heavenly. So that was one of 4. So there's your quad. So there's the Ulster returned to the divine feminine. The other 3, the other 3 were of the physical anyway. You only got to find one to complete the 4. That's why it's called Connect 4. Get your Trinity in order, and the Connect 4 is easy. Yeah, just another anagogic proof of what you just said.
Just flies, doesn't it? All together, all quad. Yeah.
I love showing you guys off.
This is a great place to do it, isn't it? What a table. And more coming all the time, yeah. Manus, on board now. Here you go, flying with us. Phoenix Airlines. Woohoo!
One more.
Phonics is the way, Phoenix is the walk, yeah.
Yeah. If but one shall awaken. Just got added to again.
Exactly. Well, to add to that, this reminds me of I watched something last night. It was a film called Collapse. I can't remember the guy who was on it. It was very monkey chatter, but deep, beautiful things at the end. And what came, you're talking about Japan a lot at the moment and Nippon, and I've been looking down this little road as well. And it was the 100 Monkeys were actually, his story was, whether it's true or not, I haven't backed it up with anything other than what this guy has said, that it came as a result of the explosions after World War II. Literally, this is what happened, that the Bikini Islands, they filled them with the monkeys, the number unknown, but it was once the 100 Monkey. I think we all know the story, I won't go over it, but it links in again beautifully with all of that. Just keeps tying back all the time.
Yeah, carry on, guys. I'll be right back.
Anybody else? Or shall I carry on?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
There's hello. Go on.
Hello.
I just like to hear myself talk. Go ahead.
I think we all do sometimes, that feedback of our voice, that's what I sound like in the flesh, yeah. But it's a lot of things going on now, man. And like you were saying, Strawberry, it's kind of compressing right now. Things are kind of like getting kind of shorter and shorter, and I think even people's feather brushes will get even, come to a point, where I kind of just want to see them start dissolving, literally, like just falling apart, like these programs of the cops just falling apart, because I think this is now becoming into consciousness, in the consciousness of everyone, isn't it? Because once we do it, it's kind of in everyone, and people are going to start looking, even people who are asleep start looking at cops and authority figures, quote unquote, and start going, hang on, they don't have any authority over me. And I think, like, with the whole 100th monkey effect, it's kind of like spreading, and what Kate was saying earlier about like sparks. I always used to, when I was riding Pegasus around, I always used to visualize sparks of light, of fire coming off my back, and police would never come up behind me. But like with the experience today, that cop stayed beside me. He was trying to get out of the flames, you know. Then he tried to, you know, but the rest is all history, as you know, it's what happened. But how did you, Strawberry? May I ask you, as you were like, I noticed when you were saying in your experience, you said it very eloquently, and you said, "Oh fuck, what have I gotten myself into?" You said, I'm not paraphrasing correctly, but you had this point where like,
I know that moment very well, yeah.
Yeah, I had the exact same moment. I'm walking home, I'm going, "Fuck, what have I gotten myself?" Like there was this, and I'm still kind of processing. Like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? It's like you kind of you feel the point. At least from my experience, Strawberry, was that I felt like, did I do the right thing? There was this moment of disorientation, and I'm still like I haven't slept a wink.
Did you call Kate a bitch?
I didn't get to that point.
Did you go to the level of I wish I'd never fucking found this shit in the first place?
Yes, there was that
I've really got to go for it.
Oh, come on, you gotta have your hate Kate moment. Fuck, it wouldn't be a game otherwise.
I think it's part of the gateway you've got to go through. It's another gateway you've got to get.
Fuck, man, I played the hate Kate game too. Don't kid yourself. Fuck, what are you doing?
Yes, brilliant. Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was feeling. I was like, oh, fuck. I should have not looked up this information. What the fuck? It just was this moment of just, but listening and hearing that you guys have experienced this, or you guys and girls have experienced this, it's like a shared experience in a way. It's very deep and very intimate within the heart space, you know. And I was, when I was on that road, I was actually trying to like have you guys be there with me in some way. Like, I'm not alone. Kate's with me. I know fucking Kate's with me. I know you guys are there with me. And then all hell break loose. And I'm sorry if I keep going on about the experience like a fucking toy with a string on the back, but it's kind of looping around in my mind continuously, and it's like
it takes a few days for that to calm down, maybe weeks, in fact, for that to, in my experience,
yeah, it takes a little bit.
It's amazing.
That's why you got to sleep. You know, let it it congeals in itself. You know, breathe, take your time. You had a lot of fun. It was exciting. First time on the big roller coaster, but it won't be scary at all because really there won't be a next time.
Yeah.
Unless you go looking for one, at which point...
Unless you need it like I did, and I went looking for it, and I got one look, and there I go, and it was perfect, and here I am now. There I jolly well am.
Well, yeah, go out hunting. If you're going to do that, go out hunting for them. Then good luck finding one. When you change that intention, that's the the flow going out. They ebb real quick. Go hunting for them. They don't like you too much.
No, they don't.
It's a lot of fun. We got about 2 minutes, or maybe a little bit more than that right now. Just dialed into the sky above Rijeka, Igor's little live feed there. And, yeah, there she be, up in the right corner, like a thief in the night indeed, Igor, like a thief in the night indeed. Yeah, you can actually see there's the spiritual aspect coming in right now. So that's a thief in the night. Good thing you're ready for it, huh? Yeah. Sure, I hate to not be ready for this. Lose the name idea, guys. Just the idea. Lose it. Everything else is devil in the details. Know yourself. Just know that you're not that. And you are not one thing. You are not a thing. You are all that is. Be there. Fellow servant-like. Better place to be. Me? I don't care. I just... Que sera, sera. Have at her, mama. Bring the dragon through. Let's dance. I'm in. Oh, I am so in. Means wiping out all
There's no going back here, is there? It's Rubicon. No. We're all through. We've crossed. We're on the other side now, through that river. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all you need to do is, there it is, sow. Just sow the seeds. And don't waste time on those that want to debate you on it. I've lost count of the number of comments that were coming in. I posted the legal name fraud thing on the David Icke website, And they're still fighting over themselves. It's funny as hell. I haven't responded to any of it. I don't need to. The seed's planted. I just look at it and go, oh, well, sure didn't I fucking tell you. Oh, yeah. There you go. Not like I didn't try. No remorse there. See, that's it. When you look in the mirror and say, sure didn't I fucking tell them. Yep. And all you got to do is tell them once. Just once. How many times you got to hear the truth? Once. Whatever you do to debate it is how many times is it going to take for you just to accept what is. I kind of went with that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. Moment, and just kept walking in the right direction, and it wasn't comfortable. For a lot of us, it wasn't. But I'm right here. None the worse for the wear. Matter of fact, a whole lot better for it. That's called experience. And you won't live until you live. And I'll tell you, as soon as you get rid of that legal thing and the markers of it, boy, that's when you'll find out that you're alive. Because